and we're going to start the night like this. Thought is more important than art. To revere art and have no understanding of the process that forces it into existence is finally not even to understand what art is. The great Amiri Baraka. Welcome artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Presented by the legendary, that's right, I said the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Y'all know what this is. Y'all know how we do this. Welcome to episode 67. We've been doing this and doing this and doing this well. Let's get to it as we do every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? We're going to show you this evening. We've been doing this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we would like to thank the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the New York City Council on the Arts for hosting these free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute. Every dollar counts and is very much appreciated. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoom verse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. All the way up in the BX. That dude's the business. Mission Control. You know what it is. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So much going on. Make sure you plug in. Tonight's theme, which happens to be the last theme of March, y'all. Can you dig it? Because this year is marching straight ahead, all right? Tonight's theme, painting the future. Fingerprints, all right? What does it mean to be one of the artists that are painting the future, right? When the 22nd, 23rd, 24th century starts looking back at the 21st, what artwork are they going to find? All right, whose fingerprints are they going to find? All right, that's what we're going to be dealing with this evening. If your artwork is not on theme, that is still totally cool. We are still looking forward to all of the energy that you're sharing this evening. So that would mean next week starts National Poetry Month, y'all. Can you dig it? All right. I don't know how many of you or if any of you are taking up the 30 for 30 challenge. I believe this is going to be year 12 for me, but I'm looking forward to it. For those who don't know, 30 for 30 challenge, because April is National Poetry Month, the challenge is to write a poem for every day of the month. All right. So next week's theme, after rainfall, colorful pathways. Have you ever noticed when it rains and the street almost looks like glass and it starts to reflect all of the neon signs and the color of the world? Where are these colorful pathways taking you? All right. So bring your genius next week and let's get down. Here is a look at the upcoming themes for April. Listen, I told y'all the year is pushing, right? It is going along. So sense of spring is coming. Know thyself, I believe, is coming. Listen, it's going to be interesting, all right? So bring your genius, and we're going to get down, folks. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance, all right? As you're getting ready to approach the microphone, have your artwork ready, all right? Whichever medium you're using, have your instrument tuned, all of it. Have it ready to rock so we can get to it. We have basically a full list this evening, so we want to make sure that we give everyone enough time to get down. Speaking of time, every artist has 3 minutes to rock, plus a 30-second intro to let the world know how they can connect with all the amazing things that you do. Also, after you get down, make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with how the community can connect with you. Before or after, make sure you are putting your information into the chat. We are still trying to grow the greatest community in the world. It's all about that here, all right? We have reached that time of the evening where the sensitive ears should be on their way to bed, because there are explicit lyricists. I mean, explicit lyricists in this community, all right? However, the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. Fuck around and get cute and get the boot, man. All the way up from the BX. Trust. It's going down in here, all right? What we do here is a living, breathing trigger warning. Thou hast been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance with the audience. Folks, don't worry about the noise. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. Plus, today is opening day. If you know anything about it, it's gonna be rowdy. So, unmute yourself, make sure you share all that energy with the room, and all of it will be returned to you in the performances of all of these incredible artists. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, because signups begin 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, to sign up, you go to neweureka.org, click on full events calendar, and you click on the Thursday that you want to get down on, all right? You need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list, and they won't populate until 24 hours before the show. Also, make sure you are plugging in on the day of the show, all right? Because all the tickets may not be sold out when it comes to Wednesday night. So make sure you're plugging in. There are a few folks that did get tickets this morning. So make sure you are checking in, all right? If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in with the New Eureka Bowery Slam. Shout out J Rose, shout out Luna Rosa. That stage is hot, folks, I'm telling you. Also, the open mic at the Lower East Side Center. Shout out Supreme, an amazing space, folks. Make sure you plug in. Also, Final Friday, shout out Tony McPherson. Only sharks in these waters, folks, for real. Guppies need not apply, for real. No chum, for real. Also, the Know Thyself meditative space, hosted by Charlie Vasquez. Shout out, Charlie. So much going on. Again, we are trying to work on the entire artist, right? I believe the Slam Workshop will be coming up soon, too, hosted by Tony McPherson. So make sure you're plugging in with all the things that New Eureka Pose Cafe has going on, all right? Tonight's list. Oh, my goodness. There's some people in here that I get to yell at this evening, but I guarantee it is going to be an incredible ride. Let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? What's good? Teflon Donna in the building. Poetic Desire, Godchild, I see him. Vex Lex. Inspiration is here. What's good, poet? It's good. Let's go, y'all. Listen, I wait all week for this. Right? I look forward to all of the genius y'all got this evening. So let's do it. Wall Poet coming in the building. All right. Let's go. Setting us off this evening. I'm telling you. I know y'all may get tired of hearing me say this, but it's the truth, right? This cat just has a way of writing the type of poetry that just sticks to your bones. You're about to find out why. The one and only Alan Gary is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Listen, the hat is working this evening, sir. It is always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. And please, friends, say hi and catch a virtual cup of coffee on my Alan Gary Facebook page. Posts are always open 24/7, 365. Well, tonight's theme, painting the future. Well, these are my fingerprints to success, 3 short pieces to stick on your bones and hope you enjoy them. First one is called Wings. Before I could walk or even crawl, in my dreams what I recall were feelings, oh, so great, though I was small. Time told me to wait, to manifest. When the time was right, then I would not be afraid. As I grew and I learned, what I knew affirmed that I had purpose. But in turn, challenges existed, disappointments persisted. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Where was the growth? What offered power to have hope? Life is not always sweet. It can be sour. Always wondering what can make me soar to feel complete. People, places, things, the love I hope they can bring. What I do is reach for the stars and remember to keep reaching out while looking within. If only I had wings, I would feel complete. This one is called Meaning. When we tell our tale, seeking a happy ending, and the story is told, if we have learned anything, all that glitters is not gold. Kierkegaard reflects on life. What do I know? As a kid, I played in snow, sometimes juggled knives. When looking in the mirror, I see scars, not sunny rainbows. Reaching for the sky, we are bound to fall short. Reaching within empowers our thought, the place to begin. Lingering for long, inspired by a Beatles song, looking for my answers. Life sure as hell is a myriad of trances. I've been thinking, fuck it. This must be another poem about meaning. And finally, I can conquer fear, which causes retreat. Small victories are large, just as sweet. I can lead my charge to get what I need, a moment, minute, or year. Gonna get there. I can see success. Don't need a seer. Each step I take brings me here. I can get right up when thrown down. Hurdles I face, an answer is found. I can thrive with grace when I see each day is a win that I embrace. Thank you, New Eurekan brethren.
Each day is a win. Come on, y'all. I know y'all felt that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan Gary.
Hey. That was great. That was an amazing set.
Yes, absolutely.
Life sure as hell is a myriad of trances.
What I think is interesting each week is that it seems so easy that you just wrote these poems. It almost is like you were just reciting them. You didn't even have to write them. They're just come out so naturally each time. Anyway,
Thank you.
that was it.
That's the real deal right there, right? When it's a direct download, right? Again, this is what I love to kind of put it into perspective. When we're plugged into the right source, then we become the instrument and the universe is playing us, right? And that's exactly what your work sounds like, sir, right? You said, time told me to wait in the first poem. Life is not always sweet, and I really need y'all to understand that. I think most of us do, right? Keep looking out while looking in. Please hear that. The second piece is just, one of those old, age-old adages. All that glitters is not gold. And please let your colleagues know in the chat, sir, you said it was inspired by a Beatles song. Which Beatles song was that you said that inspired you? Like you said, this must be another poem about meaning. Absolutely. And you said, every step I take brings me here. And that is a step in the right direction, sir. And we're thankful that it led you here. Truly appreciate you, sir, for doing what you do and continuing to share it with us. Woo-hoo! Starship's underway, folks. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, our resident blacksmith is in the building. Every time this cat comes through, I love his work. The beat poet laureate of Chicago, Mr. Lighthouse Rider himself. I'm sorry, not Chicago, Colorado. The one and only Michael Sindler is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, sir. It is always great to see you. Please.
Yeah, it's always great to see you too, and see everybody here. Putting up my thing for lighthouseriders.org. I was thrilled and delighted to find out I managed to get into one of the week-long master classes during Lit Fest, which was highly competitive. So I feel really good now. I just got to figure out how to pay for it. But not asking for charity, but just mentioning. But be that as it may, I thought I would start with one that is, I don't know, I'm just, very, very upset about this whole situation with people who've tried so hard to get away from things that are terrible and coming to some place that's supposed to be better only to be sent back. And just treated like animals. It's just heartbreaking. So I thought I'd pull this one out, called 100 Different Rivers. If she hadn't had to leave her village, if the soldier hadn't raped her outside her home with a crowd looking on, if she wasn't afraid her little girl would be next, if she hadn't walked and walked her daughter in a makeshift cradle on her back, if she hadn't filled her jug from 100 different rivers, if she hadn't eaten scraps from the hands of strangers, sometimes out of their garbage cans, if she hadn't slept on hard ground with one worn woolen blanket, spooning her daughter to keep her warm, if she hadn't kept walking through rains that turned roads into thick red mud, if she hadn't hidden in ditches, hand over her child's mouth while military convoys went by with insignias of each country she marched through, combating weariness and fever and thirst and hunger and despair that she kept hidden from her daughter. If she hadn't made it to the U.S. border, if she hadn't been caged up with hundreds of others from a dozen different nations, wondering what it was to come, knowing only it was better than the sure death they had left behind, if some sadistic politician from a state half a country away had not put her and her daughter on a bus to another state 2,000 miles to the north, if she hadn't been dropped on the street, with only the clothes on her back and her daughter in her arms in winter in a place so much colder than her semi-tropical homeland, If she could have found help before the temperature dropped below freezing, if the snow hadn't covered the city, if her daughter hadn't caught pneumonia, if the wait at the emergency room wasn't so long, if she had insurance. What was insurance? Nothing in her life had ever been sure. If she didn't lose her daughter there in the hospital, if they didn't say she should have come in sooner, if she didn't fall to pieces, if she didn't strike out in senseless grief, if the police didn't put her in a cell until she could be brought to court to be told she would be sent back to the country she thought she had escaped from, if none of that had happened, she would have had a wonderful life. And try and do something a little less depressing than that, which shouldn't be that hard. So I'll just do one going into Poetry Month. I'll just do one on poetry called Polishing. I've been polishing my poetry, but the dirty rewrite rag drips grease, syntax sandpaper grit worn smooth. Glimmer flakes get caught in grooves, cutting fingers on rhyming ridges. Fragile sentence structures shatter, unable to handle constant pressure to find replacement, cleaner or fresher. Words smeared or swept away by cloth. Advance a sloth's uninspired speed. Lines stop short of symmetry. Endlessly polishing poetry. Okay, thanks so much. As I say, always wonderful to be here. Looking forward to some of these other great voices.
It's always great to hear your work, sir. Truly, we miss it when you're not here. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Spindler.
Oh, Michael, thank you for that first poem. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I was going to say there's like a shopping list from the American's grocery store of misery. And it made, the longer it went on, I just kept thinking to myself, he's gotta collaborate with Joski and put the guitar behind this.
I kept thinking how fortunate we all are not to have lived, or those of us who are fortunate enough to have lived a life without any of that. I don't know, maybe it just makes us sort of weak, but it's amazing what other people go through to get here or to try to have a better life. And I guess that's going to start happening to us. But anyway, it was beautiful. Thank you.
Very true. The turmoil that some people go through just to get here and then to be sent right back, right? To be considered an alien. Like let's even start there, right? I've considered myself an alien because I just don't feel like I'm from this planet. However, a person that's just crossing the road is now an alien? Like I've never understood that. The texture in that first poem, sir, it just clearly your colleagues let you know it's something that touched all of us, right? If she wasn't afraid, her little girl would be next. Like that's just something that anyone would do anything they could to ensure it didn't happen. Some sadistic politician. Like, I think that comes along with the swearing in of a politician is, the fine print says you must be sadistic. Because they all have that trait. I just don't know. Is that nothing in life has ever been sure. She would have had a wonderful life while people here sing a wonderful life, right? I love your polishing poem. Right? The dirty rewrite rag. Come on, I love that. Cutting fingers on rhyming edges. And the lines stop short of symmetry. Come on, sir. Come on. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for always highlighting lighthouse writers and all that you contribute to our community. We truly appreciate you, sir. All right. Coming up next, this incredible artist continues to come through. I don't have it in my hands, but thank you so much for that. I have learned so much from that book, Bonnie. Like really, I've even shared it with a friend of mine. Shout out Ghostwriter. So much in that, man. It just for real. If you don't know, make sure you go back and look at it. The one and only Bonnie Soloway is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Bonnie. It's always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental. Thank you. It's great to be here. I am on Instagram and other platforms. And before I get started, I wanted to let you know, and a couple other people, that I found a documentary that was just produced about Nikki Giovanni. It's on Max, HBO Max, and it is unbelievable. I was just mesmerized by it. And I see Michael see it. It was just, I did not know that much about her, and I felt like now I just, there was a depth to her, obviously, that is so palpable. Anyway, it's a great experience. It's about 90 minutes, so for anyone who's interested. I'm going in a different direction this time. This is an older poem. It's part of like a 5-part series, sort of another stream of consciousness that I went through with a death. So yeah, might be a little depressing. I hope I can get through it. Anyway, it's just called An Unexpected Death. An unexpected death brings a stomach-churning pain as an army of mass confusions marches lockstep to your brain. Unpredictable as hell, death's the Oscar of surprise. Never nominated, yet always steals the prize. A cunning masquerader, capricious with its prey. Death can come when someone's flying high, one carefree sunny day. It can arrive after a sickness, though the day you can't be sure. Or perhaps from a depression, locked behind a bedroom door. It comes to those who overdosed on pills they took for pain, killed by billion-dollar pharma and their obscene greed and gain. Death is triggered by retribution shot from weapons meant for war, guns and money snuffing out, lives deserving so much more. It can come during a surgery, expected to go fine, when the update nurse comes out well before the update time. You stop your Netflix movie, snatch your headphones from your ears. You try to hyper-focus on each word you barely hear. Something had gone wrong, but we're trying to make it right. Is it serious, you ask? Yes, but it may still be all right. There's a tear in this or that, and then we found a hole. We're trying to stop the bleeding before it takes a bigger toll. A second hole was patched, but her heart stopped beating twice. The doctor brought her back, pumping hard with all his might. The words, "How did that happen?" you somehow conjured up. The nurse's eyes were dark with truth, but her mouth stayed firmly shut. Oh, she'd be so mortified how bad her body misbehaved. And to think she got her hair done and made sure her legs were shaved. They whisk you to a conference room, that private space of dread. You feel all eyes upon you. Is their loved one live or dead? The doctor finally comes to say, it's still quite touch and go. Her heart was weak and fell apart each time he went to sew. He made it oh so clear she may not make it through the hour. I'll try to patch her one more time, he said with confidence and valor. With hope depleting fast, your mind is begging for a clue when a nurse says, come with me, we got her up to ICU. Once inside the room, you slow-mo walk up to the bed. The body laying before you was less alive than dead. Air pushed in and out her lungs, electrodes urged her heart to beat. 9 hanging bags of fluids changed with every screeching beep. Her eyes were unresponsive, looking far away and lost. Nurses scurried as they hurried in an organized chaos. You held her hand and talked like you see on all those shows, trying to convince yourself that somehow she might know. The team did everything they could, the doctor said again. He crossed his fingers as he said, let's hope her heart will mend. He rushed back in one final time, a loose end to disclaim. Oh, there just might be some damage to her kidneys and her brain. His words bounced off your head, ricocheting around the room. Like magnets that repel, your brain refused to hear that doom. In an alternate reality to keep from going insane, you grabbed your bag of fears and hopped aboard the what-if train. What if she needs a nursing home? What if her legs won't walk? What if she needs dialysis or never learns to talk? What if she doesn't know us or wakes and cannot see? And please, how do I cope? She left all her care to me. The conductor, in his long black coat, interrupts your thoughts so deep. It's time to disembark, he says. We need your what-if seat. Your questions are rhetorical, nonsensical, and wrong. Do you really think she'll make it with all she's got going on? As you begin to ponder this depressing new surmise, the nurses call. Her heart had stopped. We're sorry, she just died. Good Lord, you sat there all day long, 10 hours if all told, in the brief time you were gone. She let go her tenuous hold. Machines now powered off. No more life-preserving beeps. Such an eerie sense of calm. Are we sure she's not asleep? Nurses come to clean her up. You go out to get some air, yelling up into the heavens. Hey, is anybody there? The moon is getting ready to begin her nightly rise. She beckons bright white starbeams to shine down from up on high as they prepare to escort a special guest up heaven's way. Death comes to wrap his cloak around this sad, dark, lonely day. He looked eerily familiar, you asked with some disdain. Have I seen you here before? Oh, you kicked me off the what-if train. Sit.
I don't know if I'm going to forget that. The what-if train? Oh, my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bonnie Soloway.
Oh, that was a
Man,
great
that,
one. buddy.
that hit me.
was
extremely
That was so good.
Just hit me
Oh,
hard.
God. That hit
Wow.
me deep as
Really
well.
something.
Thank you for that.
Oh,
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
Bonnie,
Yeah.
thank
kind of an epic
That's-
ode. And, you know, a lot of people shy away from rhyme, but I think in that it really worked because, like, you know, it's such a heavy theme and such a heavy narrative. And your rhyme wasn't like, it just tempered it a little, you know? Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So I liked that
Unfortunately, yeah.
tactic.
Thank
Well
you.
said.
Unfortunately, that's the only way I can write. It's the only way it comes out of my
Well, right,
brain is
because
in
you're listening
rhyme.
to the voice in your
Yeah.
head, and that's what it's
Yeah.
doing. I totally get that. I really
Anyway,
liked that.
yeah. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry for that hard poem and
Yeah.
hard
It
loss.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Horrible time. But thank you.
Yeah, I had the same
done.
reaction. That was just very epic. That was the whole story. You sort of took it from before the beginning to after the end, and you really got that the whole misadventure in American healthcare completely illustrated in that poem. And you kept all the sentiments right on top
Yeah.
too. That must have been difficult.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
I love medical stories, not the made-up versions of them that you see on television, but the actual ones. And just how you brought in your medical story, right? First of all, you said capricious with its prey, like total props for that. And some of the things that doctors say is still quite touch and go. Less alive than dead. The team did everything they could. Come on. Hopped aboard the what if train. That's pretty dangerous, right? Because that can take your hopes from here and put them in the gutter, right? We need your what if seat. Like, how dare you? Are we sure she's not asleep? Right? Screaming to the heavens, hey, is anybody there? Like, to me, that's the most heart-wrenching part of that whole poem. Is that made it absolutely real for me. Thank you, Bonnie, for what you do. I guess I'm gonna have to make Bonnie one of the storytellers because her stories are just on the money. Thank you, Bonnie, for what you do. All right, coming up next, yo, love when this cat comes through, man. Talk about some real work. This is what this cat does. Trust me, right? Been rocking with us for some years, man, and his work is just, it has the type of reality that you can taste in each line. The one and only Alexander Goldberg is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Goldberg. Please take it away.
Yeah, great to see you too, Elemen2al. Find me at Gorbensky on Instagram. And the poem that I'm reading tonight is called Post-Apocalypse. Get a glimpse of our horrible future. Get a glimpse of eventual fate. I get shivers each time that I see it. There are so many colors and shapes in the universe where we reside in. What will happen when things will get worse? What will happen when sun will stop shining? It will swell up and swallow the earth. On the matter that is on our planet, all the traces of life will be gone. It will all be destroyed and be vanished when the earth is surrounded by sun. But if such a disaster would happen, I hope something would still be around, and at least some of human creations won't be lost and someday would be found. And I know for a fact, I can feel it. There's a reason why artists create. And achievements of the human spirit are eternal because they are great. When in many years aliens visit, place that once was called Earth, they may find traces of some of greatest achievements that humanity has left behind. If they see it, they say, it amazes. It is genius. It is so bold. They will glorify people for ages for the things that they made for the world. And our legacy has been cemented. Perhaps life on some planets exists, but our culture can't be duplicated. It's unique, just like our fingerprints. Thank you.
Good job, man. A whole world existing in the Goatbird's fingerprints. Come on, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the Goatbird.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely love that you went there with it, Goatbird. You went intergalactic. You went interstellar. Right? And this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Once the 23rd and 24th generation starts looking back at what we did and how we destroyed whatever is going to be destroyed, what is the legacy that they're going to find? Right? Like you said, so many colors and shades, right? All the traces of life will be gone. That's pretty much true. There's a reason why artists create. There's a reason why all of us are here every Thursday night, right? It's genius. It is bold. Our legacy has been cemented, and it's our charge. It's our job to make sure we take care of it. So by the time it gets to those next centuries, it still has weight enough for them to appreciate how far the artwork has come. Thank you, Goatbird. Thank you for doing what you do. I'm telling you, that dude's work is so real. Truly, truly appreciate you, Goatbird. Whew. All right. Let's keep it going. Coming up next. Yo, where is this cat? There he is. This dude, listen, like Mr. Rhyme, who's always right on time, and his smile always brightens up every room that he's in. And then he has the nerve to write some pretty bright poetry. You're about to find out. The one and only Eddie Foreman is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Eddie, it is always great to see you, sir. Please, take it away.
It's always great to see you too, my brother. Like no other words like thunder. And greatness knows greatness. All right. My name is Ed Potential and Fit and Fantastic. Please, in time, you can join my rhyme. Follow Sublime. I got 3 short poems, so I'll take too much time. The first poem is called A Pile of Truth. Like I always say, assholes are lessons. Don't think in gray. It's not a learning session. You can learn from monsters. You don't have to be cruel. You don't have to be a lobster. Don't swim in a lava pool. Pain isn't just an inner stain. It doesn't have to be a gap. Pain doesn't have to be rain or a pile of steamy crap. It could be fuel to help spread change or help anybody to break out of their cage. we experience pain or grief. Why not be a beacon of relief? Thank you. The next one is called Rise. Rise from the injustice that sends acid rain. Rise from the malice that executes inner pain. Rise from the bias that kills precious bonds. Rise from the envious that tingles in our pond. Rise from negativity that creates storms. Rise from the contradictory that chain us inside our dorms. Rise from the challenge that helps strengthen our hearts. Rise from the ledge that helps fuel our tiny sparks. Rise from the end that shines a new dawn. Rise from the beginning that move our bodies to go on. Thank you. And the last one is called Failed Winner. I failed a lot because I love a lot. Sometimes salt hits the spot. I'm only human, not a robot. I failed in school. I didn't understand the rules. I failed my ex-lovers. I did appreciate the summers with colors. I failed my father, but I was only a small toddler. I failed in life. The world isn't covered in black and white. Failing doesn't mean losing. It doesn't have to be confusing. It can be quite amusing or virtues of information reusing. You're going to lose. Don't sing the blues. You can choose to follow the clues. It's good to live in the moment. Sometimes life is a godsend, helping us to treasure the gold and shit. Bask in the tent of the segment, then torment. Failing makes you stronger. How do you think we discover water? Be the frog, aka be like Frogger. Don't falter to be the winner, then the imposter. Thank you.
Man, like I don't know how you do that, man, but every time you rip, you have a way to make everybody smile. Damn it, I don't know how you do it. Unmute yourself, give it up for Eddie.
Eddie.
Really like that second poem. It was such a list of encouragements that was really wonderful. And you had all these stinging lines in it. And the last piece, Eddie, you were working some chains and twists of logic that just had my brain going nuts.
Yeah, all those words were
Thank
just
you.
amazing. The way you just entwined them all together, the frogs, just it just all stuck together. It was great, it really was.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think you share some of poetic DNA with Causey Cause on that level, just the way you compound all your rhymes and words, and that, one line, 3 lines away from another line somehow is more directly related to it than the line that's right next to it. It's kind of um, it's just a poetic sleight of hand, sleight of tongue. I don't know.
Listen, our resident Gilgamesh just called you a magician, right? He said sleight of tongue. Like that was like really, Eddie. When you start digging into your work, man, this is what comes out, right? Your fearlessness is on display in these 3 poems, man. Really. The beacon of relief, right? Rise from the bias that kills precious bonds. I am only human. Failing doesn't mean losing, right? Sometimes life is a godsend. Man, Eddie, I don't know where you start coming in with these heavyweight punches, man, but you have been. Be like Frogger. I don't know if y'all played Frogger before, but be like Frogger. If you don't know what it is, do some research. Thank you, Eddie, for brightening up everybody's spirit, man. Thank you for doing what you do, Eddie, for real. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, listen, I see, I can already see him. I already see him working, right? This gentleman is like a journey into sound, whether he is using multiple instruments or his voice as the instrument. Came to do lots of things, but I guarantee you, did not come here to tap dance. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. God, please take it away.
All right, my info's in the chat. What's up, y'all? It's good to see everybody. Yeah. hip hop from the bebop generation. Some say I'm rhetorical, not metaphorical. I wonder who the hell they be writing for. I write poems to knock down the walls to your mind, dropping science to free your behind. I come from a legacy of serious word slingers, jellies, griots, and freedom singers. So say what you will, seek it you'll find. Like it or not, there's always truth to my rhyme. Some poets write who never reading a book. They think their poetry's dope cause it's got a fat hook. Plenty of words, but nothing to say. When you hear it, you don't know what they said anyway. My words sound has power and it's coming your way. Some say my tongue's like a double-edged sword, serving the truth, serving it up by the score. Evoking mad images you can't erase. I don't write about bullshit, bring you the news. I organize the source of your blues. Strip it naked so you can see I'm the poor man's guide to reality. I write poems to those who don't read, growing flowers of evolution, I plant the seed. I like my poetry like my food, raw and live. You say I eat like a rabbit, I'm talking jive. I say you're constipated and full of shit, and when your prostate goes cancerous, I'll still be humping it. I make love by cycles of the moon, last like a Duracell, don't come too soon. Some say I'm a genius, some say I'm insane. The CIA is trying to put a tap on my brain. Some say I'm an outlaw because of the skin I'm in. Young girls sweat me, they want to shout at my melanin. But I only give them a wink and a grin. My body's a temple and God's within. Bebop, hip hop from the bebop generation.
Just make sure everybody get a chance to catch their collective breath, right? Yeah, for real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Baba Ngoma.
Yeah.
Yo,
We're
Baba.
jamming, man.
Yeah, music to the drum beat. I don't know if I've ever heard a poem quite like that. It was fabulous. It was just really rolled through and helped keep it all together. But it was great. Loved it.
Thank you, thank you.
Wonderful.
Hey, Bobo, can I ask you what that percussion instrument you were playing was? I couldn't see it all on the screen.
It's called a cajon. Most of the time you see people play them, they look like a crate.
Right.
Like a closed-in crate. But they started making them different shapes and stuff. This is a smaller one, and it's called a cajon. Cajon.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. I didn't know they made them in other than, I've only ever seen them look, like a box, and most of the time people sit on them.
Right.
Got you. All right. Yeah. I've seen those. I've got that. Thank you, Gilgamesh, for that. Yes. You always bring a history lesson, Baba. Like whether you're talking about a war that people forgot or you're telling people about the hip hop and the bebop, like it's just work. And then you got the nerve to be dope on the percussion. There's only one other cat that I know who does that. Shout out my man Prop, who can play drums and rip at the same time. Right? He said, dropping science to free your behind. Freedom singers. There's always truth to my rhyme. These cats got plenty of words, but nothing to say. I'm a poor man's guide to reality. The CIA trying to tap my brain. Listen, y'all may not know how serious that is, but it really is. Hip hop from the bebop generation. Man, listen. Still so much we can learn from the bebop generation. Thank you, Baba, for doing what you do and sharing it with us. Make sure y'all tap in with the God, man. Cat's on point. All right, coming up next, as I mentioned, the storytellers are in the building. Brooklyn in the house. This incredible artist is probably one of the best storytellers I know. She continues to just come through with some epic stories. And tonight is no different. The one and only Markensia is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Can you hear me? Yes, you can find me here on Thursday nights. In 2014, I, a social media intern, met Josephine, an administrative manager at the CUNY office. We remained in contact after my 9 months were up. In 2015, she invited me to a network marketing event and encouraged me to join. There, she gave a speech about her son, Kareem, that moved me to tears. Born October 29th, 1983, as a child, Kareem had good report cards and was a busybody, always trying to help somebody. At graduation, he managed to recite a half page of a speech without fumbling. He was really good at expressing himself, Josephine said. He even asked his mother to take the homeless to their house to feed them, so she volunteered to do so a few times during Thanksgiving. Because I said so wouldn't work on him, Josephine had to find a quality and satisfactory answer to his questions to get him to relax and get off her back. Josephine has a day job plus 2 businesses that she runs and is involved in church fellowship, which has retreats for which she goes on to recharge. Josephine says that while enrolled in high school, Kareem had a hard time remembering things and couldn't follow procedures or keep a job. His sister, Sandra, 14 years his senior, says she was like his second mom and out of concern pushed for him to get evaluated by a doctor for which she would pay the bill. She remembers his hand tremors. She begged me not to judge her, as she received a chart reading after Kareem was first diagnosed. Her chart reader said, "You know, your brother, his condition is going to worsen, and you know, I see him being kind of immobile or something." Sandra says she was right as she witnesses Kareem's condition rapidly deteriorate. "I do not feel like they were on top of it. I would have been." To stay informed, Sandra performed intensive research on MS, or multiple sclerosis. She says that Kareem started off taking shots and was then prescribed pills as he became symptomatic and episodic. Even when the aides are around, Sandra says her mom, Josephine, is hands-on and refuses to sit back. They're closer than ever now. Sandra believes that Kareem's undiagnosed learning disorder may have contributed to his poor performance in school and at work, though their mother, not knowing this, was old school and pushed him to finish school and get a job. Although Sandra lived on the 11th floor of a building with 3 working elevators, she found a first-floor apartment for his mother and Kareem to share, as she never has to think about them ever getting stuck. The bathroom is big enough to fit his wheelchair, making maneuvering him even easier. As a kid, Sandra says Kareem loved the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sandra says, "I threaten him with a kiss. If he doesn't tell me he loves me, then he will look at me surprised and say, of course he loves me. He gives me a, how dare you even suggest that I wouldn't love you like that." He makes a face, wrinkles his brow, and he opens his mouth wide as to say, "Are you crazy? Are you serious?" She loves to sing to him. The more animated, the better. Kareem used to do voice impressions in various accents, Jamaican, French. He especially liked to do that of the Australian zookeeper, Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. He never needed a prompt or a script. It came naturally to him. When the crocodile hunter died, Sandra says that Kareem would no longer perform his vocal impressions of him. He wanted to be on TV, like on a game show. He loved to party. He loved to dance. He loved music, in particular hip hop, all the greats, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, 50 Cent. He especially liked Jay-Z's It's a Hard Knock Life. More than anything, Kareem wanted his 15 minutes of fame, and Sandra says that he'd be well suited for The Bachelor and or The Amazing Race. Though Kareem would ask Sandra, "Why me? Why did I get this?" He is a romantic and believed in love. And once he has found it, whether it be on a dating show or app, he'll surely get better and walk again. Now he doesn't recognize faces, but names, Sandra says. Upon hearing them, he smiles. Sandra says that she cries every time she goes to see Kareem, as do others who knew him prior to his condition. On Sandra's birthdays, Kareem went from signing his name on her birthday cards to nodding his head to the birthday song, to holding a pen and signing his name with an X, as his mother directed him to do. Josephine's sister pointed out that his handwriting, which was now in scribbles and illegible, she also noticed that he was dragging one leg as he walked. At that point, Josephine had Kareem, who lived on his own, move back in with her. She says that his friends would steal from him. Kareem went to the hospital unwillingly. A doctor performed a series of tests and diagnosed him with primary progressive multiple sclerosis. Josephine vaguely knew what multiple sclerosis is, but nothing as severe as her son's condition. She now knows it to be a neurological condition that affects every part of the body. In a matter of 5 to 6 years, his condition progressed from him walking upright and playing basketball to using a cane, to using a walker, to using a wheelchair. Now Kareem is completely bedridden and wheelchair bound. Only a miracle can help him get up out that bed, Josephine says. When Josephine talks to Kareem now, there is a disconnect between his cognitive functioning and his ability to communicate. Before, Kareem used to say, "I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm good." Now he just grunts. He cannot bite down or chew. He's fed soft foods, juice and soups, no straws, just spoons. They're no longer symptoms. They're actualities now, Josephine says. The crying part has come and gone. It's interesting because in the beginning, I was so sure that my faith was going to pull him out of this. But I finally had been in denial, saying that it was not happening. My son was also in denial because he was thinking he was fine, and he still thinks he's fine. Josephine was able to pick up what the doctors could not. His cognitive skills started to shift. After his father died, he could not cry but laugh. It wasn't a happy laughter. That was his way of showing his emotions, Josephine said. Though stiff and rigid, he's sensitive to touch and has lost his voice. Still, his hearing is intact. Josephine's home attendant aide said, therefore, he must be spoken to as a dignified human being. "Oh, I failed him. I didn't do enough. I've let him down." Josephine thinks she's ingrained some type of seed in him, which has backfired as punishment for her promiscuity, abortions, and partying, amongst other things. "I know better now. God is not punishing me. He's a forgiving God. Josephine says that her son, weighing 140 pounds and standing at 6 feet, must have experienced home health aides who are equipped to shower, lift, shave, and give haircuts to him. They cook too. It works out nicely. Though if he was adamant about not having them, I would have them removed, she says. Sandra has to give him an enema because he has blockage and buildup in his digestive system. All through the night, Josephine gets up to turn him and to empty his urinal bag or external catheter to keep him dry and prevent bed sores and infections. According to the Mayo Clinic, multiple sclerosis or MS is a neurological and unpredictable disease that interferes with the transmission of information from the brain to the body and can lead to complete impairment. It's also linked to genetics. Sandra says that she has joined an MS chapter, which raises awareness for multiple sclerosis. She prefers to run than walk, as it is more of a challenge. Although she has torn the meniscus on both sides of her knee and has had surgery, stubborn, she continues to run for the cause. He was not a fighter. That was not his forte. I always wondered if the MS saved him from an early death in a sense. He was just in the streets, Sandra says. He was deceptible, a little naive, especially when it came to girls. Girls could set him up. The dudes, he could see right through them. The girls, deceptible. Absolutely, he fell hard. He was a lover all the way, Sandra says. Kareem has told his niece to never have a boyfriend, which Sandra supports, as any good uncle would say. Sandra says, I don't want to come in and undermine anything that Josephine says. If she says something, even if I may not agree with it per se, I tell her that I don't agree with it, but I support her 100%. Thank you.
I tried to tell y'all the epic storyteller that Markencia is. And I'm telling you, she's just a master at it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Markencia.
That was spellbinding.
Yeah, it was you really convey the sense of the trial of it all too. I really appreciate your work. I mean, I could really see the influence of a kind of journalistic approach to it, and I see now how that enables you to be so precise and concise and economical with it all. And I think that's probably, contributes to your ability to do these very expansive topics and do it in a small sort of a space of time.
The way that you're able to pack so much into your poems, again, the details that you add make your stories beyond epic, right? Like, it's almost like you're watching from a third person point of view, but you're the first person telling the story, right? Your perspective is amazing, and the details, I'm telling you, I can't express the details enough. They make your stories pop out of the screen. I'm telling you, you're amazing at what you do, and I just need you to continue to do it. Thank you for sharing it with us. You're pretty masterful, man. Truly. All right. Coming up next. Listen, this gentleman has been rocking with us for some time. I was in the room with him last night, rocking in the master class. This incredible artist, playwright, fencer, educator, author of Four Crescents, author of Black Calculus, author of Evaporating Rage, contributing author to Love Letters to Gaia. This incredible artist does what he does with words and is just a master with it. You're about to find out. The one and only Noel Mathematics is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Math. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you for the intro, Elemental. My brother, that was such a wonderful piece last night at the masterclass, you know, very inspiring. And it's for that reason that I come up in here every Thursday, the best I can. All right, so here we go. I got two pieces. First piece, My Skin, Wild Seed, after Octavia Butler. No longer a wild seed. I am the flower that never stops blooming. What skin gets me where I can't go as I am? Do I wear a leopard spots to hide in this jungle of men? Do I flap a bird's wing to cross the sky? The skin of a jackal, invisible until the trick is turned and the carcass still moves. The hyena laughs nervously at nothing funny. A show of teeth, a smile, a grimace at an unconvincing lie, like fingernails scratching on a blackboard. Me, one of the Kool-Aid drinking minions, wish to death the snake oil salesman could twist Genie out of the bottle. Put me beyond the mirror, reflect unimagined sides of an undimensional, multidimensional self. Second piece, as if because were a reason. As if 7 days was long enough, how could the heavens and hell be created in a week when it's taken a lifetime to become a child? As if this body didn't have 7 bridges to reach across turbulent horizons to the shores of myself. Vibrations sing me into now. As if this life has been a drought, I am ready to share my water, fill empty cups, slake parched throats. Because the river of tears has overrun the levee. Desert sands become an ocean floor, seeping into an underground chamber. Because the breath of life is a hurricane, storm clouds full of bolted lightning and worded thunder. A gust of love cleanses my lungs. Because my blood is a verse that needs to spill. Between fallow rows of ignorance, fertilizer on the field, a harvest of love filling all our silos. As if the blink of an eye is a thimbleful of an infinite me, poured into the pond of eternal peace.
Yeah, that's exactly what your voice sounds like, sir. Peace. Damn it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the maestro.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Really,
So
really great.
good. Amazing.
Really,
Really
really
enjoyed it.
Vibrations sing me into now. Or so, the last line of the first poem that involved all these dimensions of the mirror, that was like just like a poetic puff of smoke, it was just so purely poetic, and you carry that out in so many of the lines throughout these two poems. Thanks again for this really pleasurable experience, Norm.
It's definitely gusto mío. Gracias. Thank you so much for your attentions, my people.
We're here for it, sir. We are here for it. Okay. your mastery of language and your use of verbiage is unmatched. And then the way that you deliver your work, there is only one mathematics. Like really, I've never heard another poet like you. Um, you said, "I am the flower that never stops blooming." Like if that is not just such a sentiment of your work, sir. Um, Put me beyond the mirror, my multi-dimensional self. Um, in the second poem, you mentioned taking a lifetime to become a child. And as you know, the Jedi Master said, vibrations sing me into now. Right? A gust of love cleanses my lungs. A thimble, a thimble full of an infinite me. I don't know what stream of consciousness or inspiration that you're plugged into, sir, but whatever you do, stay plugged into it because it's incredible. Thank you for doing what you do, sir. Truly. All right, one more artist, and we are going to go to halftime. Coming up next, as I mentioned, the storytellers are in the building. Listen, there are times, when things pop up at my door, and this week was one of those weeks. This incredible artist, I can only hope that when I am somewhere near his level of work, that I can produce the amount of work that he produces. Author of The Bald Raven and the newest selection in my collection, La Petite Requiem. This artist never takes a day off. I like to call this cat the Vincent Price of poetry. The one and only Ike Waltz is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, sir. It is always great to see you, Ike. Please take it away.
There was a famous actress who once said, I had to become the age of 36 to be able to play a Juliet in the age of 16. Thank you, Maestro. Painting beautiful San Francisco. Sirens howling, taxis chasing, noise boils, stink in place of air. Red lights, green lights, the stop and go of a million cluster heartbeat strangles chaos into imminent anarchy called city harmony. Visitors hang on for life with a frozen grin, attached to that screaming cable screeching below ancient cars. Careless bicyclists like shooting stars. How many dead a day? Who cares? I jaywalk. I am on holiday. San Francisco is a city occupied by security alarm and camera on wealthy apartments and tinted classy corporations. Miserable people talking, walking, spitting blood, sleeping rough, dealing drugs. In shadows nobody wants to be. Like black gum stuck forever to the street. Aggressive cars chasing, shivering tourists missing that promised California sun. Icy fog never promoted, but opens the door to only a few of us. Climatic controlled, cozy, museums of history and art educate and welcome. And it is cozy, warm. $30 a pop. $30 many citizens can't afford. $30 keeps the riffraff out in the cold. Actually, it's just like home where I came from. Dear tourist, let me say, welcome to the SF MoMA. You are already programmed that all is a miracle to be. You see what to believe in. Wonderful architecture, they say. In the ego style of a famous architect, I say, called modern, called white on white, called black on black, called color on color, called shape with or without meaning, countless bricks and concrete everywhere. Our brain in a wash, lost in lots of vast empty space, as yearning disconnects, stuffed with oversized, called modern what? Focus is the effect rendering you, the inadequate, belittled, reduced to a whisper of that sanctimonious awe. A new church is born for a past sinner sent. Divinity, know how to obey thy master, predictable controversy of that permanent yesterday. Your critique has no merit, as that past has no doubt, but that all evident who is born a he, so there are a few talented born as she. It's simply death forever, well preserved, on canvas, in bronze, all extracted from who is the simple you, repackaged as art to see, stuffed into a final open coffin, nailed to the innocence of museum-quality graveyards' holy white vault. Oh yes, the city fathers have balls. Don't ask me if I like what I saw. Only if you are black, you may mourn, as no elevators leads to a colored born, not even a single spiritual black soul. It's a white man's club after all, but it feels so good to take it all in, kneel, whisper, and pray, thank you, dear white lord. Mind you, we pay for that mind-boggling respect, dollars and dollars for that amazing architect and those generous white men who are long, long dead. So don't bug me. I am on white man's holiday. And after all, it's 2025. We just declared Humpty Trumpster's Day. Our soul rides on white man's 50-foot Mexican wall. Let's get ready and experience that exceptional white man's great American democracy and its final bloody nose fall. And I wanted to be so badly wrong. And yes, I was again in San Francisco on this infamous icy cold 2025 January day. Thank you.
Speaking my language, Ike, for real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa.
Beautiful work, Ike.
Well, I really liked how that was a kind of takedown of when art and architecture are used instrumentally to kind of overwhelm the people that are supposed to be there, who are supposed to be there enjoying it.
Right. I absolutely love how you mentioned the things that people don't pay attention to when they're in the city. You mentioned the screaming lines, right? And if you've never been to the city, the cable cars still roll, Muni still rolls around, and there's buses and trains that are connected to the wires that go throughout the city. And there is a constant electrical hum that you can hear if you're paying close enough attention. The architecture is absolutely amazing, and you captured it masterfully. Thank you for doing what you do, sir. I also wanted to mention with this piece of art here, it was also highlighted by our resident Jedi Master, is also who contributed to this piece of art. So this is a true community piece of work. Thank you so much, Ike. And shout out Queen Sheila for always adding me to this list. Thank you, sir. Listen, before we go on, I'm going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoom verse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. All the way up in the BX. What's good, Ron? How you feeling this evening, man?
I'm feeling okay. Greetings from the Bronx. Hello, Elemental. It's great to be here with everyone. So many amazing poets and storytellers and musicians we've heard thus far. So, I really enjoy Thursday evenings here. I do want to mention that unfortunately we lost two members on our community a few days ago. After the online open mic last week, we found out that Roll James and Jeff Taylor have passed away. So our condolences to everyone who knew them. They have frequented our open mics here at the New Regan Poets Cafe, as well as many other organizations that we all connect with. So again, our condolences to the families and everyone who knew them. I am Ron Mark Thompson. I am the tech assistant here in the background on the online open mic, as well as I work with the program and operations team at the New Regan Poets Cafe. As many of you may be aware or are aware, we are our cafe. Our actual building is closed for reconstruction, but that does not prevent us from continuing our many programs in person and online and at different venues throughout New York City. If you happen to be in New York City or you are visiting our city, our regular programs, we are continuing on Mondays, our New Regan Bowery Slam, alternately hosted by J. Rose and Luna Rosa. That's at 6:30 p.m. Doors open at the Bowery Poetry Club. And all the winners from Mondays move on to compete on Fridays, on the last Friday of the month. Greatly titled the Final Friday Slam, which is hosted by Tony McPherson, and Luna Rosa. Instead of hosting, she is spinning music at our DJ table there. That's taking place tomorrow, March 28th, the last Friday of this month, 9:30 p.m. at the Puerto Rican Theater. That's in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. So if you're in New York City, come on to that. You can get tickets in advance or at the door at the box office at the theater. And tomorrow's feature will be Lemon Anderson, which many who have been with the New Regan Poets Cafe, including before the pandemic, may have heard of and heard him perform poetry. We have many poets competing again tomorrow. Kai Giovanni actually won Mondays twice this month. So she is, she's going to come and rock it out tomorrow. And, she wants to win, but she has great competition, including, I wanted to highlight Paul Concasso, who many of you know as our previous host from Voices and Vibes. And he still helps us out at the New Regan Poets Cafe, including he's been guest hosting some of the previous Monday Bowery Slams. But when he didn't host and when he didn't work, he actually tried his luck in competing, and he was so good that he won a few weeks ago on Monday, and he will be competing tomorrow. So shout out to Paul Concasso, also King Kamayara and Jaden, and somebody who is not yet listed here, somebody's mama is also competing tomorrow. She is our host of our Women Orator Wednesday on Wednesdays, the first Wednesday of every month at the Lois Sider Center. So come on out if you can make it, or check out our website, newregan.org/slam. There you can find everything about our slam programs, including Mondays, Fridays, and the Grand Slam, and the rules and the previous winners. We are not live streaming the Final Friday Slam, but we are recording it and will be including it in a very soon near future Patreon subscription, which we are launching for our community. So stay tuned for that. Also in person regularly, first Wednesday of the month, Women Orator Wednesday, as I just mentioned, and second and fourth Wednesday of the month, the New Regan Open Mic hosted by Saul Preem. That's at the Lois Sider Center, not far from where the New Regan Poets Cafe is located in Manhattan, New York City. And also this weekend, our monthly teenage open mic together with Rytopia Lab at the P&T Knitwear store at 180 Orchard Street in Manhattan. That one is for all for all teenagers, free. So come on out for that if you can make it. And also another outdoor event next weekend in Battery Park City, our open mic Poetry NL Park. That will be our second annual one. We are hoping to make that a regular annual program. This time it is hosted by Flaco. He has been with the New Regan Poets Cafe many times before, and before the pandemic he hosted open mics, and we are re-welcoming Johnny Mambo and friends with their music. So that's April 5th, 3 p.m. Rockefeller Park in Manhattan. That's free. And also, of course, for those of you who are not in New York City, we are continuing our online programs, including the online open mic, which is taking place every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Many of you know the drill. If you want to sign up for a guaranteed spot, head to our ticket site anytime between Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time and Thursday afternoon. Sometimes we get all 20 spots filled within hours. Sometimes, we still have 2 or 3 spots open by Thursday morning, Thursday early afternoon. So check it out there. Or if you didn't get on the guarantees list, just ask us here in the Zoom chat to be added to the good luck round. Also online, first and third Saturday of the month, Charlie Vasquez hosts our meditation and stream of consciousness poetry. And Tony McPherson hosts a monthly poetry slam workshop. That one is free thanks to a grant by Poets and Writers. Next one is on April 8th. You can already get your tickets online. We also have, of course, lots of online content on our YouTube channel, our Beatniks on the Road episode from last year, the previous Beatniks episodes from before that, all of our live streams from the online open mics, including when we used to do them on Mondays for 3 or 4 years here at the New Regan Poets Cafe. And all of our current Lois Cider open mics are live streaming as well on Wednesdays, and you can watch any of the past recordings also on our YouTube channel. And last but not least, here are all of our links, our social media handles. I will put the Linktree URL in the Zoom chat, so you can, in case you have not signed up for our newsletter or you have not followed us on social media, you can go there and click and get to everything. So that's a great segment to move on to our next performer, who has been with the New Regan Poets Cafe also many years already. I had the pleasure of meeting them in person and listening to their incredible poetry as well. Writer of the incredible book Ask Me Again in 6 Months, published by Red or Green Books, which you can get either from Vex or from redorgreenbooks.com. Vex, it's always a pleasure to have you here, always a pleasure to see you, whether it's online or in person. Let everyone know where we may follow you, and then the next minutes are all yours. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for that, Ron. I know it's been a while since I've been around, but I think when I last saw you in December at Art in the Basin, I said I was gonna come back, so kept my promise. My name is Vexlex. I think I know mostly everyone in the room, but if you don't know me, I'm Vexlex. You can follow me on Instagram at VexedLexPoetry, VEXED Lex Poetry. And like Ron mentioned, I have a book out called Ask Me Again in 6 months. You could always DM me on Instagram to secure your copy. All right, so I have one poem tonight. It's called Snowflakes. They say the younger generations are too sensitive now. They call us snowflakes, those ignorant, bigoted lizards. But you gather enough snowflakes and you get a blizzard. Meanwhile, they twist and they turn whenever they hear a new term, squirm at having to take better notice of people's pronouns, shit their pants at the concept of women making decisions about their bodies, frown upon anyone who embodies this sensitive spirit, while foaming at the mouth over people speaking up against injustices that have been shrugged off for too long, whining to anyone who will hear it. They say we've got it too easy, that we wouldn't last when they were living in their prime. Well, that's the thing with time. It has to keep moving forward. and we must follow suit. They would rather us go mute. We rally and we protest. They ask, when will it be done? When will we be finished? But we have to ensure that our basic rights will not be diminished. I'd rather live in a world where we keep the conversation going, intellectual debates flowing, where we continue to extend an olive branch. You gather enough snowflakes and you get an avalanche. Thank you.
What? Come on, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Vax Legs.
Hey. Wonderful. Here comes the avalanche.
They definitely call us sensitive. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that was such a great killer ending line. It's sort of the moral of the story. It is. It's great to hear your voice back here, Lex.
Thank you.
From after being one of the people sort of in the formative years of this forum. Thanks for coming back. Hope you make it back soon.
Of course.
Yes, you kept your promise, Yeah, that was a power poem. Like, damn, like, yes, all those snowflakes, the avalanche, like, yep, you hit it right on the nail, though. That was amazing, though.
Thank you, everybody.
Listen, I'm not gonna let her off the hook that easy. Damn it, Lex, where you been? Where you been? We miss your voice, Lex, because you're a one of one, right? Yeah, I'm gonna ask her right now, and then I'm gonna ask her again in 6 months. Make sure you plug in with Lex. It's always really great to hear your voice. You're a part of this place. You really are. Like Ron said, right? You've been a part of it since our formative years. Your voice is necessary around these parts, man. Make sure you follow through, Lex. For real. Appreciate you. You better be writing some good shit too, Lex. For real. Yo, listen, before we move on, make sure y'all are showing your love to RMT. Seriously, that dude puts in work. All right. Listen, he puts in work. I promise you, that 2-hour commute all the way to the Lower East Side, that dude does it all the time, man. Thank you, Ron, for all that you do, keeping our community energized and influenced, man. Couldn't do it without you, Ron. Thank you. Let me shout out a couple people. I saw Steve Romanow's in here. Yun is back in the building. Great to see you. Undetermined Cause. It's been too long, man. Angel Renee is in the building. Appreciate y'all for falling through and hanging out with us this evening. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, all the way on the West Coast, Pacific Northwest to be exact. We are about to get our week put into balance. Whether this cat has his instrument or he's using his voice as the instrument, he is amazing from every angle. The one and only Joski C is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Joski. It is really always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Hey, Elemental. Coming through? Okay.
Like a rock star, Joski. Come on.
Okay. So this is something new. Most people may have heard about the big intelligence and security breach where all these fools from King Donald's group planned and executed a bombing strike in Yemen. And they did it rather publicly and included a reporter in their chat room. It was rather amazing. So this is called a building of apartments. A building of apartments, homes for families with babies and children and elderly, and someone's girlfriend unsuspecting. While murderers tap an unsecured app from far across the sea, drones and bombs rain down upon entire families. On an unsecure app for the world to see, they celebrate depravity. And then one more piece, and this, there's a continuity here. This is the company that we're keeping. This is called Spoils of Barbarians. Vladimir Putin, Bibi Netanyahu, infamous yahoos out of control. They love to bomb things, apartment buildings, painting by numbers of dead, painting towns red. The blood on their canvas coagulates like the tangles and plaques of a dictator's thoughts. Craters become collecting pools. From the windows of a bomber, they look like jewels, the spoils of barbarians.
Yo, you see what he does? Goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski. See.
Lovely work. I really like that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it would take your fearlessness, Joski, to go after that dumbfounding duo in that second poem. I've just been trying to figure out how to tackle that myself, and it's just the level of depravity and cruelty. I mean, these are two people who kind of started this 21st century trend that killing babies is how they build their prestige. I just find that about as inhumane as it comes. It's a real mark of their bestiality. Thanks, Joski. Your fearlessness is a real beacon here.
Facts. Facts. When you said painting by numbers in the second piece, like, and then of course infamous yahoos, you just speak to their infancy when they're painting by numbers, right? Doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter who gets hurt. Doesn't matter whose blood is shed. It's only paint on a canvas to them, right? When they're looking at it from a satellite view, there are no people, they're just ants. And I love how you mentioned their name, sir. I love that. And they do celebrate depravity with $300 a bottle, whatever they drink. And they celebrate it around the world, and they are comfortable celebrating it around the world. It's our charge to make sure that they don't get away with it. Thank you, Joski, for doing what you do. Shout out Deneen. I haven't seen her in a while. Shout out Deneen. Whew. Like, y'all are just my favorite people in the world because y'all do this. Whew. All right, coming up next, this incredible gentleman, I like to call the most eloquent writer in the world, all the way across the pond, continues to do this. I like to call this cat Dr. Love because the way that he puts love into his poetry, you can't help but feel it. The one and only Lantern Carrier is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Lantern. It is always great to see you, my brother. Please, take it away.
Thank you, my brother. Greetings, everyone. And my details are in the chat. I'll start. The integrity of my soul's beauty was born out of my mother's sacrifice, selflessness, and concern. Her fingerprint stamped memoirs on my heart like a Da Vinci's painting, reminding me of the significance of a smile like that of the Mona Lisa. My legacy was carved upon the scarlet red of her invisible wounds, so etched in my memories, a plethora of her culinary genius, her endless storytelling and laughter, and a paragon of priceless love. It was these fingerprints of adventure, of invaluable dreams and loving kindness, which first guided me into the police service, to my comprehension of the true inner remedy of words, healing hands, and medical skills in the UK, pulling me to the sacrament of the present moment. Paint upon this the struggle, spirit, and ancestry of 6 centuries, and you get the culture, genealogy, resilience, and fortitude of a great yet munificent continent, rich in flora and fauna, great safaris and mountains manifesting in my life today. My poetry was inspired by Sri Chinmoy, one who danced in the melody of words, Whitman breaking the boundaries of poetic forms and leaving the metaphysical fingerprints on leaves of grass. My soul was an easel in which Angelo and Levi painted Christ-like relics, whispering magical chords. The richness and impressions of my African diaspora lies in its spirit of camaraderie, its fufu galia salsa, its dukugele head wraps, and lustrous melanin skin, charisma, and majesty, its ability to endure the atrocities of a tainted history. It's music, rhythm and blues, djembes and dance, unique fiestas and carnival, its ability to rise like Angelou in the face of untold traumas, aridity and disenchantments, and ironically, its faith in a most high imposed upon it, regaining its essential subtle differences. In a society where technology, medicines, education, and sciences are commendable, where the fingerprints of AI are already stamped, we find ourselves adapting to Western tea, fish and chips, consumption of smoke, drugs, gambling, and alcohol to include food chains like McDonald's Plus. We have learned, though, like others, to celebrate our heroes who fought in wars, even while Ali, Martine, Harriet, and others championed the need for justice and liberation. We've gained in character also, for countries everywhere are capable of love. Today, the sisters, avarice and insecurity, accompanied by their brothers' ego, power, and vanity, are still painting the centuries-old cycles of wiles of imperialism, even while recognizing the fingerprints of change, a grim reaper closing in, and a love painting signals that it is still in charge of its creation. Anton Carrier, thank you.
I don't know how you do that every time, sir. Your consistency is amazing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
So
thank you.
So beautiful, Lantern.
That was just spot on. Very nice. Thank you.
Beautiful images, Lantern. Loved hearing your voice. Loved hearing your connection with spirit. Such a lovely piece. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was great.
Hey, Lantern, you put this note in the chat about celebration of Rawl. Is there a Zoom number or link you could put in the chat?
David Leo Sewell hasn't given the link yet, but I can send it to you. I'm not sure I have quite a few names. I'm not sure if you're there on the list. So I can send you my email.
Okay. Otherwise, I can put my email in the chat here. You can pick it up. Thanks. I'd appreciate that.
You're welcome.
This is why I continue to say this is the greatest community in the world, and this is why I love it. That's why I love all of you. Lantern, your style is so soaked in love, and I love the people who have loved you into the love that you share with us. It is embracing. It is warm, and we feel it every time that you share it. Really. Like, I don't know anyone else in the world that has a PhD in love other than Lantern Carrier. Like, I don't know how you do it, sir. But you always find a way to just bring it to a center where love is the focus. I don't know how you do it. I am learning from you each and every week. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. And thank you, Ron. Thank you, Lantern, for showing love to our fallen brothers, Raul and Jeff Taylor. Raul James was a significant part of my life. He definitely had an impact on me. So thank you. Thank you for that. Whew. Let's keep it going, folks. So as of right now, we have 5 folks left on the guaranteed list. I think we lost Maze. Yeah, I think we lost Maze. And there are 5 folks on the good luck round. So let's get to it. Coming up next, another eloquent writer in the room. Shout out to storytellers. This incredible writer, author of The Impromptu of Love of Music, has a level of texture in his writing that makes you feel the earth under your feet. You're about to find out why. The one and only Ray Whitaker is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. I always appreciate being here, and I'm so engrossed by all the great poets here. However, I'm gonna face west and real subtle like turn right to the north and be angry with the stuff I'm gonna give you tonight. So I'm angry, and here we are. The first one is called Dry, Angry Arroyo. A big white dog crosses the dry water course way in front. He's lost and sniffing. Well, I am lost and wandering up the arroyo and questioning events of the day. Grasping a walking stick to steady the steps up the gorge, mankind's future needs many of these too. In the rocky wadis to compassion's rosy bastion. You may wonder what is going on. You may wonder how the days go by. You may wonder why is this stream bed dry? Opening his eyes, seems seeing the red grainy bottom, reminded of what the sands must look like in Gaza. Opening his eyes, seeing the white inclusions in the indigenous red rocks, seeing HIMARS rockets taking off there in Ukraine. You may wonder where the peace is. You may wonder how the running to war happens. You may wonder why no learning takes place from all the blood. Opening his eyes in the Fumari, there was a rattlesnake's shed skin, curled around rocks in the dry stream bed. No more warning from those 6 rattles on it. In the jumble of boulders nearby, reminding him the broken concrete of a burnout home after the incredibly loud, too close explosion he might still be bleeding from. You may ask any that would answer why. You may ask those that could be listening in the dim light of tracer rounds, wondering why can't we rise above our warlike nature. We may wonder about the one breathing life we have. We should wonder, is the absent water only hoarded somewhere else? We could wonder why only a few lead the way to peace. Thank you. And my second one just stands right in all the political quagmire. So here we go. It's called The Fugue, Libretto, Allegretto, and Rallentando of STFU. Fugue. So many people talking, with so many people not caring to listen. Place an ad on Craigslist for a government not available to purchase. Muskie Trump screaming their special interests as those across the aisle are dumbfounded. Democrats scandalize, finally showing some stones. Republicans forget the lies and the rule of law. Libretto to what was said by parents as well to the child, attempting, speaking with intention to be understood, inquiring the nonverbal commo that accompanies the speaking, hand movements, faces showing real meaning. Special interests of the oligarchy, the order of the day. Watch out what you say. Allegretto. The president resorting to twittering in order to get the attention he craves. Edicts from the Oval Office becoming more of a whinnying bleat. The cackle of demeaning authority is the hidden Elon Musk. So much confounding communication to the world at large. The lies told to the people that are now held accountable. Those are left in the cold night of day interpretation, cold light, unsure, unclear, uncertain, unintelligible, unfathomable. Rallentando. So many people talking attempting to mean something, that there's an acronym for it, STFU. Calling on the carpet the absurd attempts of the accounting. Meaningful moments from them left to land in the mud. We have elected a cadre of incompetence to a world that already has too much. Thank you.
Yo, your use of language, sir, is stellar. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ray Whitaker.
Truth, Ray. Yeah, man.
Those were excellent. And it wasn't that much anger. It was just reality, just the reality of what we're going through. It was very, very true.
Yeah, I like what Bonnie just said. I think that first piece was such a great meditation, and the way you introduced the second piece just got me ready. I really like the kind of energy and gusto you put into that, and I'm just glad to hear you sound off in that way. That's, as Bonnie was saying, is just very measured, You're totally in control of, I mean, there's tons of emotion in these pieces, but you're just so in control of how you articulate it all. And that's what this calls for, doesn't it? In maintaining a kind of clear mind and being able to run through the daily gauntlet of all this total crap.
And the other thing I was thinking is the last line, I believe, of your second poem reminds me of a new word I learned last week. We're in a kakistocracy, which is governing by the complete unworthy to govern anything. And I'm surprised we haven't seen it. It's actually been around since the 1700s, and that's exactly what we have. Just people who have no
government by the absolute worst.
Yes, right. And that's what we have.
Yeah, we all have to resist in the ways we can. Otherwise, we are going to be left in such a mess. And I'm 70 years old, and I'm ready to go down to demonstrate. It's just the whole thing is distasteful.
Yes. Yeah, well, you just did demonstrate here, but I'm with you on that. I'm more and more motivated to, put feet on the pavement and stand up and speak out in public about it for sure.
I agree with your colleague, sir. That was a beautifully controlled explosion. It didn't spill out on anyone, right? It didn't reach anyone it wasn't supposed to, right? That type of precision is what, the government hopes that we don't do, right? They're hoping that you STFU. So you don't keep talking about the special interests of the oligarchy. They're hoping that we don't see it. They're hoping that we are so lost in reality television that we don't understand the edicts from the Oval Office, their absurd attempts at accounting, that someone somewhere has voted in a cadre of incompetence. They're hoping. This is why they want to silence what we do. I need all of y'all to understand that. This is why they don't want us to do what we do. Because we bring this to the light. We bring this to the people. Right? Thank you for doing what you do, sir. I still don't believe that number that you just spit out there. I don't believe that number. You got too much life in your lungs, sir, to be that number. I don't believe it. Thank you for doing what you do, sir, truly. All right, coming up next, shout out the educators in the building. This one right here, listen, anytime she comes through, she has such life in her work. She speaks as the moon, and the tide listens. Anytime I get a chance to hear her work, I feel that she just breathes so much life into our community, and as she always has. Shout out Jules. The one and only Marianne Teft, aka Teflon Donna, is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is truly always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Oh, Elemental, the pleasure is always mine. Thank you so very much for that. And shout out right back at you from Jules. I have two poems tonight. The first of these is a little poem that's on theme of painting, and it's called Builder's White. Every morning cuppa brings a smile and a breath of gratitude that we made the time together to fling colors and brushes and sponges against those antiseptic walls of yours. Your grandmother always said, a little paint covers a multitude of sins. Now, when we speak, it pleases me to know you turn your back on the stainless appliances and the neat granite countertop to settle in and let your imagination roam. For no one knows better than me, Builder's White was never the color of your dreams. And the second poem I'd like to share comes with a shout out to Ray Whitaker, who just read before me. This is a poem that he published in his publication, Masticadores Canada, and please send him your work. This is called Until Much Later. I did not understand his tone until much later. When I held for the doctor, my old friend, now prime minister of that sunburst rock, who came on the line to reply, yes, she is, when I asked, is she alive? It was only after I flew through the night, south and backtracked north, to hear the surgeon as he shared his phone and showed me, this is a picture of brain death, but your daughter is perfect. And the minutes turned to hours, hours to days and months. I dared to exhale sometimes and began to trust their words a little. Slowly released the notion that they're perfect might mean you can crowdsource $100,000 wheelchair, but instead actually meant count your blessings. I watched them exhale too, the neurosurgeon and his lieutenants, with puffed cheeks and blinking eyes, stoic lips that swallowed words like, this is why we went to medical school. We'll do what we can. It was only after they heard me say, but I knew her as a teenager, these nonstop side eyes and sorovachi chups and bilingual blue language, this is amateur hour. when they told me, expect disorganization. Hour by hour, we all began to sigh with relief and satisfaction and smile our greatest admiration for her vigorous fighting spirit. I did not realize until much later that I still have forgotten to cry. Thank you, everyone.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Marianne Tim.
Marianne, oh, that's so beautiful.
Such a talent. Whoa. Such
That
a
ending,
Beautiful.
that I had forgotten to cry. I mean, geez, the whole thing and your delivery was so smooth and so like a metronome and of beauty, but so sad. And I mean, it reminded me a lot of Bonnie's in a way from before. And I thought it was brilliant. Thank you for trusting us to hear that.
Yeah, I just was really taken along. I mean, of course, the last line, points up what one goes through with sort of forgetting about the self, but the whole poem, in a way, as much as, chronicling her struggle and her perseverance, was really also a poem about how, as two people, you made it through the situation. It's like these are situations you can only make it through when you're with somebody else in that way. And it's that combined willpower that brings you both through. So I just really don't know what to say. I'm a little speechless. It was a kind of a privilege to hear you um, get that vulnerable.
I have to agree. When you start speaking of the journey that you've been on to bring her back to life, there is so much reality in it, right? It's not just a made-up story, folks. It's truly reality of someone using their prayers to breathe life back into someone that medicine said was done, right? Medicine said, oh no, you know what? You might as well just, as you said, crowdsource $100,000 wheelchair because it's over. But Jules sparkles to this day. And we are thankful that she has you. Listen, it's amazing that you can do this, right? Like, and listen, your first poem, it just reminds me of, how much I've always wanted to be a graffiti writer and, painting on their antiseptic walls. I love that, right? I absolutely love that. It's like a canvas beckoning for a graffiti writer. But you have to know that you are the graffiti writer in this second poem. Like, you are bringing all of that bright color that brought her back into the life that she has now. I really can't thank you enough for sharing that with us and bringing it to trust us with it. Thank you so much, Marianne, truly. Shout out Jules, man. For real. Like, just all the love that you have for each other. It's really magnificent. Thank you for sharing it with us. All right. Coming up next, listen, this gentleman right here has been rocking with us for quite some time. He used to sit down, he had the locks, then he cut the locks, and he's still putting in work, right? I love the work that he puts in because he is so sensitive with his work, right? But it almost sounds like he doesn't want to be that sensitive. But that is the beauty of his work. The one and only Prince of P is in the building, y'all. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. It is always great to see you, Prince of P. Please take it away.
Tomorrow arrives at the doorsteps of those who survive daily. Because they're people who will never see the next day. It's those who beat the day of sins, while the inner wind chime curates their body, love a little love a little more. Under the rising tide remains those who need it so much. If you got a hunch, act on it. They look for repeated. They look for requital. They look for requital love just judiciously with no look back. Giving with no replenishment is not to give. Sorry, got so far right now. Next one is Untitled 2, Untitled poem. Among the stillness in the night, with a loquacious siren talking with her walk in the night, a crack of light revealed the shadow of her sexy step in her walk, in the swing of her arms. She had shimmering blue lights that disclose themselves like visions in one's mind. The moving part of her curvaceous body was like the clock's hands. Yet the darkness snuggled on her, making her a mysterious figure. How could something so mysterious stride so confidently, be blanketed by a dark overcast? Maybe that was to keep you suspended to her by a single thread of her femininity. Soon, soon you will know her.
I don't know how you do that, Principe.
I'll read one more.
Let's do it.
While I lay words on linear lines, these words become woven tapestry. Like needle and thread, they tighten dots in my magnum opus, which was drained to me in stops and enjambments. So they become a riverbank rolling on the high tide. Before I was Houghton Calderfield. No divine purpose. Now I know it. This pen, like blood vessels, cranberry juice drip on the emptiness found on these pages because I am a writer. Thank you.
I don't know about that, sir. I don't know if you're just a writer, but I'm gonna let you work that out, right? I don't know if you're just a writer. Around these parts, I would call you a poet, sir. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Principe.
Really wonderful work again, Principe. I really like that second piece. It worked so well with how you played with the time and the unexpected last line, because you speak about this person with such familiarity, but then it ends about how, now you're going to meet this person. That was really a wonderful writerly twist.
Mhm. I also really, appreciated, like, I love loquacious. Like, I loved a lot of the adjectives and the words you had going on, and also the cadence. Like, it was just really lovely to watch you and hear you poet tonight. So well done.
I agree with that tone and that pace. When you start talking about sexy shadows, right? It just brings your audience in, right? Because you don't know how delicate the steps are of this sexy shadow that you're describing. Um, your tone and your pace, again, your word choice, right? It's pretty amazing, sir. By needle and thread, they tighten thoughts in my magnum opus. Listen. And I get it, right? Like you got to build up to that, but man, yes, you are definitely a writer, sir. That's easy work. Definitely a writer. Keep doing exactly that and flexing your poetic chops. Got work, man. Appreciate you, Prince of P. Good to see you, man. Always. All right, 2 left on the guarantee list, and we've got a full good luck round. Coming up next, listen, shout out the vets in the building, Semper Fi. This cat, he just does different things, man. He is now a slam master, member of the Outlaws, going to do some amazing things. Shout out Swanye West, shout out Double Dragon. This cat is the razor blade that razor blade shave with hashtag mouth of a Marine. Let the church say, God damn, the one and only CP Mays is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, folk. You know what it is. Take it away.
I discovered something today. I discovered that I can hook up my Bluetooth to my computer outside and then walk around the house listening to you all spit poems. Fucking amazing. Like opening up the refrigerator, oh, I can hear a dope poem. Closing the refrigerator, oh, I can hear Whitaker. Like, it's an amazing experience. I know I'm behind the power curve. Yeah, quick. A slam master. Yeah. We're trying to do something that's never been done before. We're going to the biggest regional in all of North America. And what's never been done before, a virtual team has never taken a team there at all to compete with the big boys who go do their stuff on open mics and in-venue brick and mortars. So to prove that we're going to do what's never been done before, the team ended up consisting of a poet out of Maui, Hawaii. Y'all know her as Maddie. A poet out of North Carolina, y'all know him as Sidekick. A poet out of South Carolina known as Miko. And last but not least, a poet out of Houston and host of the New Eurekan Elemen2al. So we're going to try to do what's not been done before and take a virtual team and rep our virtual poets at a big competition. So we got a lot to get over, but we're proud to represent y'all, though. So we're going to have fun. I got a poem. 29 years old, actually, no, 47 years old, born July 17th, 1978, at an uncle's birthday party. While my father was trying to get another nut, my mother's water broke. They drove me to a county hospital, which means I was born in between the words fuck and you, letters K and Y. When it comes to stereotypes, I am a slippery anomaly. It isn't in my heritage to be a heretic. My mother is a pistol. My father, a light grenade. They gave birth to a Sun Tzu, a small third world country well schooled in the arts of war. I can break down an M16 blindfolded, reassemble it, perform a fully functioning operational check in less than 60 seconds. I live my life the same way I relive my nightmares, up close and fucking personal. Honestly, if you've never seen the face of a trained killer, you should take a good look at one, cause honesty's not your best policy when you serve 5 years underneath the United States Marine Corps acronym of USMC. You signed the motherfucking contract, CP Mays. I learned CPR as a sergeant by placing my fingers to the pulse of a corporal, counting heartbeats, trying to break a contract, reading what patriotism's pain signed on his own skin's dotted lines. My life is a made-for Lithium movie, starring Charles Perry, directed by Jesus, edited by Beelzebub, no special effects. My parents didn't choose to abort me, so from my first to my last action scene, you can expect no goddamn wires. I hold my children the same way I hold guns. Delicately Raise my quarter, raise my saucers like they supposed to breathe me. Drop dead gorgeous, y'all, cause my grandfather died a prisoner of war in his own home, elderly and alone. My grandmother was a call sign. Let's call her cancer. She died fighting operations, trying to endure freedom, but they gave birth to a suicide line. They gave birth to a young Sun Tzu, a small third world country, that will one day grow to become evasive maneuvers and metaphor, a sonnet of napalm well schooled in the arts of war. Your tax money paid for me to become brilliantly book smart. Also paid for me to have a killer's real common sense. The only person I fear, Nuyo, is God. Because I'm afraid he won't forgive me for everything else. These two hands have made love and war in the very same night, and these ain't no goddamn metaphors. These are where my breasts go to blog in post-traumatic stress, born in between that K and Y, slippery anomaly. Read me openly. If you don't understand my thought, maybe you need to format the face of your hot cap and stereotypes. Poetry didn't save my life. But I got 2 rolls of medals that proves it for goddamn sure save yours. You better tell him, God. Yeah. Hold on.
You better tell him, God. Outlaws. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CP Mays.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that was great.
That shit is
Man, that was good. Yes.
Out fucking standing.
Fire.
Yeah, based on the evidence here, I'm perfectly elated with where my tax dollars went.
Yes, soon to graduate with a bachelor's in creative writing poetry. It's coming soon.
Congratulations. That is no easy task. And I know you've been through tasks nobody should be asked to go through, but you think just earning one of those is so easy. No.
Yeah, especially in the world that sometimes look down upon like spoken word artists. It's interesting to be in academia, like, and bridging those gaps, to help bridge the gaps. Like,
academia is its own beast, and stay away from faculty politics because that's a war zone for real.
Word. Thank y'all. Yeah, and I just really want to say thank y'all for like the Nuyos, the open minds, the bottoms up second and fourth Sunday. Like, I'm super excited about repping our virtual community, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm so excited to rep the virtual community with virtual poets, to be like, hey, we're out there. We never left. COVID's keeping us together, but we can cross over too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not just armchair poets. We're poets all day, all night. So thank y'all for being poets.
Well, you got this pioneering thing in your blood, what you did on stage before you did online. That was out in front, that was the vanguard. And now here you are now, still moving forward into the next wave of being the vanguard. So, whatever comes next, when people just take a pill to hear a reading, you're going to be leading that too.
Awesome. Shout out Big Pharma. I'm changing Big Pharma. Yes.
Don't get this cat started, y'all. For real. Don't get this cat started, man. I still don't know how you do it, man. He even mentioned suicide lines within his suicide lines. Like you make, what do you call it? Dull razor blades shiver, right? He said, I was born between Fook and you, between K and Y. He's right. He's attempting to do something that's never been done. People who think that virtual armchair poets can't go to the big dance and crash the party, but it will happen. And we are going to take the greatest community in the world and show them why. I appreciate you, sir. Shout out the Outlaws. It's gonna be epic. I don't know if Uncle Sam intended to invest that much into you without you doing the whole career thing. Like, damn it, like you're too much of a monster to be on this side of the uniform. But like you said, you signed the motherfucking contract, sir. You know what it is. Appreciate you, man. For real. That dude's sick. All right. Closing out the guaranteed list this evening, we have heard him throughout the evening, and I really cannot tell y'all how much I truly appreciate his critique. He has been rocking with us since the very beginning. He is, in my opinion, one of the founders of this thing. This doesn't even speak to how important that this cat is to me, to this space. The only cat that I know that is published in the original Aloud anthology from the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, our resident Gilgamesh, the one and only Paul Skiff, is in the building, y'all. Let these folks know where they can find you, Jedi Master. It is truly always a pleasure to see you. Please, take it away.
I can be found a few places, but the best place to find me is here. So, let me just get this poem up and run through it. Night sky, wind shred like planet crushed. Seas and continents crumble, fall in blusters of storm blows on shoulders down, 300 feet from above roof where helicopter sprays searchlight to sear, dark off 27-story slabs of the Gompers' houses. Infernal blast of cinematic law levers shadow out beneath social gravity erected on subservience, teetering under tons of brick glass, abrupt fury uncaged by anonymous grudge-angered voice that coaxed simple geometry of oiled ferrous metal so revenge could color its teeth with blood by 365 days of dark hallways, by the auction of a human future, night shoved down on curb of vendettas pursues its violator, not the lunar sea Marvin glows with when he climbs from 3B to the roof to collect gibbous light with his naked body twirling blades propel their hollering edges past contemplation slowly flexed in chambers of Marita's heart that swallow deep rhythms woven in her stare upon pulse from pale stars that soak her during naps drifted summer nights on her own skin, dropping bath towel over tar paper in exhausted peace, cleansed from moist, indolent, grimy breezes that coast 2 a.m. over Houston Street down in 2D. Mama scolds. The girl watches too much of the Yankees. But tonight under the helicopter, roof no private land, inhabited by choice to be alone, no sanctuary founded by the self when bitching pushes love from small hot room as traffic jam bounces, welcome chant down top flight of stairs. Lonely, don't you be so lonely, lonely, lonely. Don't you be so lonely. We got that purple skyline. We got that slippery moonshine. We got that life-wide ocean between the star and street. We pour it all out at your feet. So don't you be so lonely. Whap, whap. Slugs, helicopters, punishing brute prowl, pressing altitude and speed to blacken eyes that chase fear through windows on the Gompers houses, engine of the flying police station reigns, ruptured riddle for balance to drown equilibrium from each person's thoughts, submerged with human weight into their surrendered tongues, now too swollen by merciless assault to lift the world, stuck with vulnerable solutions from block of unshared hopes buried beneath concrete. Rent hallways in the ears between Marvin's slender feet and mountains of the moon, bursts of blood embraced by Marita's heart run beneath the street, earthly creature bound to no zodiac by dismantled comfort of desperate routine encased in bullet that waits the hammer that runs for the last train to a lofty room woken into each malevolence-filled day where adrenaline bleeds across a mirror high up in the Gompers' houses. I am going to throw my hat from the roof to the street. Emotion was the first form of human flight, still coasts in thin air of perseverance, choice to measure patient strength against a gunman's laughter, instant erasure, takeoff, assassination, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, instant 8, 9, 10, 1 assassination, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, overwhelming numeral, helicopter number 2 electrifies a pulmonary mile of sky over expressway to blast the building with a shouted secret from where morning breezes run cool fingers around corners, pry under kitchen windows high. Over Sheriff Street, smoke drips from warm muzzle, dangles a white worm up into night where the lamps of Brooklyn pool like blood upon perpetual clemency, permanent as shapeless motion, the river that labors a vital sign into lost consciousness where terminal thought and a bullet birth their velocity dreams joined at the ankle. Tables full of neon blood over Houston Street, vans hurtle past, their roofs pulse with fitful fireworks that dodge dance, red lights to box with storefronts and long walls, red lights by the coffin-full jab, billboards depicting women with drugged faces whose features loosened by phenobarbital express the dark, extinct dreams chased from empty rooms by father mothers who fear the love of their children. And the fist falls down, and the fist falls down, and the word uppercuts the mind, and light renounces the puppet truth for pilgrimage to worship payback litanies measured between motionless eye and ramp blade over pistol barrel. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, Holy Mother of God, Holy Mary, Mother of God, God whose saints do not respond to the 9/11 call on the hour of death. So there is no salvation to crush the bug in whose jaws the city is a crumb being sucked. Manholes rattle. City's advice. The yellow traffic light swaying on a line strung in the Lower East Side wind over Avenue D should be respected. Thanks.
Listen, shout out the true Low East Side in the building. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
Love your time capsule, bro. From then, outside of the what we're talking about, the perspective, having to look at what's going on at our feet from the telescope that's out there in the sky somewhere. You know what I mean? Wow. From the what do you call it? I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words. Not just because of the poem that I just heard, but because we're talking about, from the maxi to the mini. And thank you so much for your rhythm. Thank you, bro.
Gotcha. Thanks, Norm. Thank you very much.
I love the way
Yeah, Paul, you're just like, I don't know, you're like the mentor and hero of this whole thing. I mean, like, your poems are incredible. They always are. I love when you chant. I love when you go into like the sing. I love all the words you do. But I also love how you comment on everyone's poems. Like, you are there. You make everyone feel like you were listening. You're just the glue, hon. You're the fucking glue, and I love you and appreciate you for that.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
The thing I like about the skiff verse is like I know that feeling of letting the poem control you. At least that's what I try to do every time I have a poem. Let it dictate how I should, read it or whatever. The way you read, Skiff, like you hold out words like notes, like a jazz player holds out notes to the very last fucking moment, and then they let it fly and do whatever it wants to do. You can, and then you just let that shit go do what it wants to do in tone and extension, and then you bring it back and then keep doing it. Like I'm blown away to watch you do it every single time. That's crazy. Crazy gift, Skiff.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for those.
Paul, you are just the boss. You're the illustrious leader. So thank you for your work tonight.
And always.
I love that. Like the Boss 305 engine type, right? How you do what you do, Jedi Master, I don't know, right? And I've had the pleasure of rocking with this cat, and I still don't know how he does it, folks. His energy is absolutely real. Just like you feel in this room, his energy is absolutely just as real in real life. Truly. Your connection to what we do, your connection to the spirit of the founders, to the spirit of this space, it doesn't go unfelt, right? As your colleague said, the way that you critique and you comment on every single artist in here, the folks know that you're here. And that makes a difference for each and every member of our community. And I have to thank you for your commitment and dedication to this, to all of us. Thank you, sir. And then you have the goddamn nerve to be dope. Like, emotion was the first form of human flight? What? Like, and you got to be a New Yorker to know that, Houston Street, like, you just got to know. Thank you, sir. A true Lower East Sider all the way through and through, and you're just incredible, sir. Thank you for maintaining your presence here. It means a lot to me, sir. Thank you. All right, folks, let's get to the good luck round. All right. Definitely trying to keep it under 3 so we can get to the cipher this evening. So we have got a full 5 folks to get down this evening. I see East in the building. She got some new shit. We gonna get to you, trust and believe. Coming up first, all the way from Wisconsin, I like to call this cat the captain of the street team because he puts in work. I mean, seriously. Last week, we got a chance to hear his beautiful daughter, shout out Nova, put in the work that he is putting in as a father, as a poet, what this theme is all about, right? The fingerprints, painting the future by helping the next generation see where we're going and what we're doing. Totally love that, man. Appreciate this dude so very much. The one and only Inspiration is in the building, y'all. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. It's always great to see you, poet. Come on, man. Take it away.
All right. So, you can find me here, most of the time. Sometimes I'm not here, but you can always find me in the universe on Instagram under Inspiration 1899 with a dot after the N and the numbers 1899 at the end. Craig Larson on Facebook, and you can always email me. I put everything up in the comment there in the chat. I just finished writing this tonight while we're on here, and it's kind of on theme, I guess. So we'll see. Rage and resistance, 2 sides of the same coin. Resistance and love and purpose. It should all feel like coming home. That's why it said that a house is not a home. Because at home, you're allowed to feel everything you feel. At home, you're allowed to cry about those feelings or even laugh about them feelings. At home, you can shout about them feelings. You can write about them feelings. At home, you can organize those feelings, put together protests about them feelings. Because as we embrace these feelings, honestly, this is how we react to them. As we open up on these mics, we flood the airwaves with unmuted ink, with word of mouth falling on deaf ears, with voices being seen through third eyes. These feelings are being transferred and translated, transported and transplanted into a vibe, collectively collected by each one of us in this room, Zoom, witnessing the uniqueness of one another's experiences. Yet the overwhelming similarity that they bring when we don't mute our ink, when we don't censor our ears, when we do open our mind, body, and soul and enjoy the ride of the vibe that we bring. Yes, everything hurts, yet everything heals. That's why I tell my daughter, fall, get up. No matter how long it takes, get up. Don't check out of your life. And now she'll tell you herself, don't try to be like someone else. Just be like you. Don't let nobody get in your way. You're beautiful. You're handsome. Just the way you are. You are perfect for yourself. Enjoy the journey into the greatest community of the world, filled with poets and poets, writers and singers, beboppers and hip-hoppers, gangsters and gentlemen, queens and goddesses of all kinds. You may hear voices sound off in the air where it's fair, yelling, I may be weird, yet I'm winning, baby. We're all sinners, baby. And here, in the greatest community in the world, we're all winning, baby. And I am my inspiration, a person of extraordinary talent, leaving my fingerprints around the hearts and the minds that need mine, looking into the future, pressed up against the universe like a mime. Soul to soul, healing yours is healing mine. Enjoy the journey. Just be careful with time. We don't get it back. Poet! My inspiration.
Let's go, man. Come through with that new shit, homie. Unmute yourself. Give it up for our inspiration.
Well, it's always great to hear your enthusiasm, and then you put it into this poem that's like celebrating everybody at this forum. So it's like your inspiration didn't have to travel very far. It was, blasting off right inside the source of your inspiration. That was really cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
peace, man. Good stuff.
Yo, when you do that, man, I've told you before, when you do that and you mention the baby and you mention the community and you mention the people of extraordinary talents, man, like you're channeling something bigger than you, right? And you're recognizing that this is much bigger than all of us. I really, really can't thank you enough for that, for channeling all of that energy and then bringing it, right? It's one thing to just say, oh, okay, I got it, and I'm just going to keep it, right? But then it's another to release it and share it with the people that gave you the inspiration. That's just powerful, man. Thank you for doing that, right? Continue to do just that. Continue to inspire her. Continue to keep trying to get her to come through, man. You know what I'm saying? So she can see you doing it, right? So she can see how a poet really gets down. Thank you, man. That's just work, right? At home, you're allowed to feel everything. When we don't need to mute our ink, that's this place, right? That's what this is. That's why this is home, yo. Appreciate you, man. For real. Thank you. All right, y'all. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, Mrs. Good Luck Round herself. Listen, she said earlier she's been having a rough one, right? And as we always are, we are here for it. Whether she is on a plaid path, whether she is singing us a sweet goodnight, however she is coming at it, whatever angle, it's pretty incredible. And we see she is camera ready. The one and only Elizabeth Horan is in the building. Come on with the costume change. I dig that. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Well, you know me. You know I love wigs, and it just seemed like the right night. Shout out everyone. Great night. I do not have to teach in the morning, so I am staying up late. I'm gonna cipher. I'm gonna be here, and I love you all so much, and I thank you for being here, for letting me be here when my week sucks dick, and then it's like I get like 3 hours of awesome. Okay. I'm going to read a couple from Alcoholic Betty, my book, about addiction, my own path. This one's called What's Eating Gilbert Grape's Mom? Heartbroken, shattered plates aren't coming together. Swelling makes muscle plump on bone. Pooling hematoma, prickly blue, bruising like a comical formula. For damaged tissue, neurologic palsy, and bloody, and bloody mess elevators. Arrange the bandage as a diaper to hold the fester a little longer. In this dilapidated house caving down upon my head, my body throbbing with death, no chair helps me tag along green lawn, before the oak commences burning, plays dead, smells smoke and crackle fawn. succumbs to the obese splinter. Whitewash monster consummated. Her pyre comes together over and over. Thank you. And then I think I'd like to do this one. It's called Ropes Have No Idea Their Impact. The dog's out of the room. I can like chill now and read. Okay. Sorry about the barking. I went away, cycled and spiraled and all that shit. I went to the place where you know about the dirt floor, where I saw you bent over, scratching at your eyes once before. I laid there, a virgin to the ward's fucking power. And there was a boy dangling in the corner, and there was you and me, holding out one ET finger, touching each other as if it would shock the little white pills right out of our mouths, and I wanted to kiss you. Some might think that is weird, deranged, inappropriate, and who cares? No one is watching me smoke all these cigarettes. Dreaming of the time you let me give you a foot rub with my cocoa butter lotion. I was a dying lamb. And so, yeah, I went away and I'm trying to get back to you. I know you're still in the membranes, waiting and watching in the brain cogs. And the meds don't regurgitate. The brownie doesn't react to the laxative. The demons giggle, so excruciating in my spine. They want to suck me marrow and saliva. And the boy is still dangling in the corner. I cut him down over and over. I swaddle and kiss him, give him a foot rub with my cocoa butter lotion, and I make him mine each day because I never seem to get any better. Thank you.
Yo, I don't know where you conjured that from, but I need you to go there every week. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Elizabeth. Hooray!
Yeah, like you just said, took it out of my mouth, Elemental. It's like was going to say, I don't care what you're talking about or what experience you're depicting. I'm just all in for how visceral you conjure up things, the words, the tone you use, the how you phrase things up, how you set up one image to be worked on by the next. I mean, go for it. Get more visceral. It's like a feast.
Dig into those shadows, right? Put it in the pot for real. Like stir it up. Add all of the ingredients, right? I don't know if it's in the I don't know. But wherever you got that from, make sure you keep that address. Seriously. I don't know if it's because you don't have to teach in the morning or whatever, but make sure you keep that. Nah, definitely, because the wig didn't say a thing, right? All of that came out of your mouth, right? You said my body throbbing with death, right? A boy dangling in the corner in the second piece. They want to suck me, marrow and saliva. Like I don't know what dark corner that came from, where you were fishing, but that was pretty delectable. Thank you for that. Thank you for getting into the character to deliver that kind of work. We truly appreciate it. All right, folks, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, coming up next, we've got 3 poets to go, and I see our last 2 poets. They are working, right? We got the finger paints on one side and the fingerprints on the other. They think they slick as hell, but ain't nothing slick to a can of oil, baby. Trust. Coming up next, this cat right here. Shout out the educators in the building, whether he is in his ride or he is just in the world. I love when this cat comes through. He is a child of hip hop, And his work speaks so much. He bombs atomically. The one and only wall poet in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. It's always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Always a pleasure to be here. You can find me on Wallpoet82 on IG. All right, I got a new piece. All right, this one's called I Still Got It. Sometimes I wonder if I'm past my prime, or if it's time for me to just gracefully bow out of this poetry journey while I sit on the beach somewhere drinking a pina colada out of a brightly colored straw. See, I've been doing this long enough that I can prepare poems that paint pictures, placating to those who prefer the imagery filled with beauty and serenity, all while effortlessly sprinkling alliteration generously like it's a spice on top of a poetic bowl of sopa de mondongo. I'm gonna rewind that. See, I've been doing this long enough that I can prepare poems that paint pictures, placating to those who prefer the imagery filled with beauty and serenity, all while effortlessly sprinkling alliteration, generally like it's a spice, on top of a poetic bowl of sopa de mondongo. Oh, give me a second. Technical difficulties. Oh, that sucks. All right, my bad. All right, I'm gonna do. All right, you mind if I? All right, I'm gonna do that verse again. You know, all right. I'm gonna take it from the top. My bad. My poem, my thing messed up. All right, but try again. All right. Sometimes I wonder if I'm past my prime or if it's time for me to just gracefully bow out of this poetry journey while I sit on the beach somewhere drinking a pina colada out of a brightly colored straw. See, I've been doing this long enough that I can prepare poems that paint pictures, placating to those who prefer their imagery filled with beauty and serenity, all while effortlessly sprinkling alliteration generously, like it's a spice on top of a poetic bowl of sopa de mondongo. And I've been doing this long enough that my words are able to empower and uplift a reader or listener when they're going through their darkest hours. But don't get it twisted, because I still got what it takes and can still get down, lock and load, and poetically squabble up at a moment's notice, meaning I'm still razor sharp with this pen and have no problem treating this poetry thing like a blood sport. So fuck it, just call me Maximus, and my Coliseum is any physical or virtual stage. Actually, just call me Wall Poet, which sounds kind of like my favorite superhero Batman, but instead of a utility belt and a cape, I carry around a backpack with poetry books, a whiteboard, and dry erase markers. But hold on, because often it might seem like the older I get, the more I can't hang like I used to. And just because I'm getting older doesn't mean I can't see past formulaic styles and vocabulary that regurgitates poets we've all heard before. And I've been known to set ablaze a stage or two, gripping a microphone like David holds a slingshot and ready to spit poems like my life depended on it. Because I was rocking stages when you were in elementary school, and I can't tell you much about the latest TikTok dances or use the term Riz correctly in a complete sentence, but I can go toe to toe against poets who can eclipse the sun with just their words, because I still got this hunger to prove myself like when I was 21, but now the metaphors and similes I carry in the bag across my shoulder weighs at least 2 tons. And the life experience that allows me to survive in the most adverse situations is priceless. But I can't deny that at times it feels like I'm on a stationary bike, pedaling so fast but not getting anywhere. But maybe I do want to stay in this poetry game just a little bit longer, because each day I slowly begin to realize that my biggest opposition may actually just be me, being so stuck in my head that it affects what I can achieve. So I need to use this poem as my mantra and reminder that I can still do this, and I'm still capable of permanently knocking imposter syndrome off my shoulder, reminding myself that I'm still capable of overcoming even the most insurmountable challenges that lies ahead. And sometimes I do wonder if I'm past my prime, but now I get over it by repeating the following words to myself: I still got it. Poem. Thank you very much.
Facts, homie. Facts. If I still got it. Absolutely. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Wall Poet.
Yeah, no doubt, Walker. Love your swagger, Swagger's only good if it's convincing, and you were more than convincing.
Thank you.
Don't ever put the pen down, brother. Don't ever put the poems out of your mind. Just keep them all up in there and speak them out into existence, and keep it in the air where it's fair, man. Because, man, I love hearing you, and love seeing you do what you do, man.
Also, kiddo, you're way too young to be saying anything like washed up. and all that kind of
And we
shit.
don't
So
get,
like
hey,
knock it
my,
off. Yeah.
yeah, my grandfather said you don't
You're a
get old.
baby.
He was like, you don't get old. Only our body gets old. You're not old until you're in the dirt getting eaten by maggots. That's what my grandfather said. You know,
Hell yeah.
he said that old, maybe because it's like 3 letters doesn't mean it's not a 4-letter word. So we're forever young, man. We just gotta keep ourselves that way.
Yeah, Walker, you keep that energy up, you'll still be creating poems when you're in that box under the dirt.
There you
Right?
go.
There you go.
An invisible ink.
Somebody's got to entertain the worms. You know what I mean? Like, listen, that was fire, sir. You say you still got it. Like, I don't know if you ever lost it, right? Just called me Maximus. Like, come on, right? Sprinkling alliteration generously like it's a spice. Like, I got to keep that one, bro. Hold a mic like David holds a slingshot. That's just work. A backpack with poetry books. Yeah. Still got this hunger. It sounds like it, sir. It weighs at least 2 tons, maybe even 4. Cause that's the work. Appreciate you, man. Damn. That's how you come through, man. That's how you cook the good luck round. But listen, y'all three, God, listen. And our last two, our closers, are going to make sure that we're gonna finish. Trust and believe. I got faith in these two because I know what they do. Appreciate you, Wall Poet, man. For real. You set shit on fire. I know, for real. All right. Coming up next. Yo. Listen, I don't want to take away from what they do, but this dynamic duo is about to break some shit in your brain. So prepare yourself. Coming up first. I saw a series of Instagram posts recently that this next poet was doing for Women's History Month with a collection of other women doing some amazing poetry. And I love when she comes through because her work is so damn real. And if I saw it correctly, we are in line for some new shit this evening. Trust and believe, y'all. The one and only Poetic Desire is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, Ease. Please take it away.
Always great to see you all too. Yes, so Facebook, Instagram, Poetic Desire, Poetic with a K. New shit, on theme, written in the room. So 2 pieces. So the first one is the new one. Your living stories, my living stories, our living stories, all brushed with strokes upon the canvas of life, in tones symbolizing rhythmic patterns intersecting multiple facets of experiences influencing each other, embellished mixtures molding together the Jackson's Pollock splatters of life that matters, torn apart and shattered, a scattered batter upon the palette's platter of vivid colors no longer standing alone, but dirtied by every emotion, dipped into neighboring potions, inhaling scented effects of acetone, as I then dared to touch with hallucinatory lust, to immerse myself into each colorful emotion, colorless situation, colorful intuitions, colorless fluctuations, finger painting upon my life, fingerprints marking my place in this world, leaving an indelible mark for the good or for the bad, positively, negatively. Where do your brushstrokes lead, and what storied effects are you leaving behind? The future is mine to paint. The future is yours to paint. The future is ours to paint. Come together in the light and bond together in the darkness, mold together to create new hues into the big picture we all critique, perspectives altered by every analytical and emotional view. All right, that's that one. And then the other one I pulled up is to honor those that we've lost in the community, as you said a moment ago. So let's see. It's called Grief Unites. World unites in peaceful harmony to remember your famed memory, remembering your legacy, remembering your humanity, what you brought to this world touching the lives of so many. On this day, witness an instance of grieving magic. Remember how peace can be found through beautiful poetry and music. A touching tribute of a cappella acoustics and lyrical verses tugged at heartstrings of souls becoming therapeutic. Teeming with melodic sounds of harmonious love, music and poetry became one-way grief, united all through rhythmic peace. Grief, you see, has a remarkable way to put everyone's differences at bay, to join together and in silence pray for the families hurting this tragic day, to wish them comfort, love, and peace as they mourn and find strength to carry on each day, though the pain may never cease. All in grief become members of the same team to honor those now lost, preserved in our dreams. These mortals turned angels riding heaven's limousine shall reach a destination granted by the highest supreme. A key to access a luxurious kingdom more grander than this earth, a key given upon death's door, unlocking a blessing so pristine. Good night.
On some new shit, y'all. For real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Poetic Desire.
Sabiduría. Really liked all the wisdom in that last piece. Thanks for thanks for imparting all of that. That was wonderful.
I thought the rhythm was also superb, even though it was rhymed, but it had its own rhythm outside the rhyme, which I really respect the way that was done. So congratulations on that. Loved it.
Very well said on that.
Yeah, I agree with
and
Bonnie.
you know,
That's
go ahead, Elizabeth.
just a beautiful delivery and presence, and I don't know, it was it was just hypnotizing in a way, and I really loved listening to you tonight.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you got to write what I was going after, Elizabeth. I was going to say, Poetic Desire, of course, you know, you have a very pleasurable voice to listen to. So that's really carries across the material you're involving yourself with in a highly pleasurable way.
Your voice is poetically desirable.
And the material was also excellent, you know.
Poetically
It had everything.
It's a good thing for your resume. Poetically desirable voice.
Right. I think anytime you add the word rhythm into your artistry, it's difficult to work that. You know what I mean? Rhyme is kind of easy, but rhythm, right? It's kind of hard to work that into your artwork, right? And then how you do it, right? How you did it. Listen, anytime you mention Jackson Pollock, I'm there for it. I'm there for it, right? That type of abstract artwork just speaks to me, right? No longer standing alone, right? He said hallucinatory lust, colorful intuition, right? Fingerprints marking my place in this world. Where do your brush strokes lead? Like, that's spoken like a true artist, right? With the fingerprints in the background, right? Shout out the backgrounds, because both of y'all got work, right? Y'all know I'm about the backgrounds. Y'all know that, right? And I love that. I really do love the fact that you went into it, right? And then you kind of backed it up, not kind of, but you definitely backed it up with remembering your legacy, right? Because we have to remember the brushstrokes that artists leave on their canvases is a legacy, right? Those don't get erased, right? Those don't get misplaced, right? An instance of breathing magic. That's what artists do when they put their paint on a canvas. That's what poets do when we put our paint on the page. And I appreciate you for doing that. And, you know, kind of flexing a little bit, you know, with the first poem. Like kind of flexing a little bit, just a little bit. But you're right. I see you got y'all like, yeah, right. For real. But that's the work, right? That's that work. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do, for coming through, hanging out with us, and bringing that heat. Appreciate that. For sure, man. For sure. All that love. For real. All right. Closing us out this evening. Listen, we talking about art. We talking about painting. We talking about rhythm and rhyme. We talked about bebop and hip hop. This cat is about to do what that woo do to your brain. And I don't know if y'all ready for this cat, but Godchild is something different. For real. Make sure y'all plug in. I believe this week, is it Godchild? This week or next week, he's gonna be rocking with the Slam Jam, right? I know it's coming soon. He's gonna be the guest coach for Slam Jam. This cat is absolutely real. Prepare yourself. For the one and only Godchild, the Omen is in the building, y'all. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. It's always great to see you, bruh. Come on, take it away.
Same here. Y'all can hear me, right? Word. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I got that, and I just booked a few more features for next month, so I'm excited. And I picked out 3 joints, 2 of them not fully written, but I got you know what I'm saying, I got enough to give you a little something. But shoot, I'm gonna just start. Godchild 360 on IG, Carl West on Facebook, and I also have like 5 albums, digital and on. I got them for the old school cats. I got them on CD, so also, so you know what I'm saying. I got to stay in my demographic too. You know what I mean? So I think I need to explain like the premise for this. I was at a buffet, and I went to the bathroom to like wash my hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to get down, and when I come out the bathroom, it's this lady is standing at the at one of the joints where she's, you know, putting her plate, and she's dancing. Like she's doing a move while she's putting the food in, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's too many women. If y'all dance, we all get some food. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, this is my favorite. Yeah, see? Y'all dance when they get the food. So I didn't know her. I walked past her and I looked at her and I said, really? And she just busts out laughing. You know what I'm saying? Because she got caught red-handed. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote this. She did a dance for what was in those pans. The aroma enhanced her senses so intricate, like how it sounded to hit the plate. Her palate could feel the taste. And in this state, her eyes are not bigger than her stomach and can smell it from a mile away. It's a sixth sense with a serving spoon and grip. Oh, I'm about to eat all of this, she thought, rocking back and forth, so rhythmic. This is not Chinese arithmetic, but when you add it up, it's physics. The physical laws of matter, energy, and the fundamental forces of nature govern the interactions between particles and physical entities. In layman's terms, she was hungry. Oh, she knows what that chicken, why that chicken crossed the road. To get to the other side? No. It was so she could get it pan-seared, baked, and deep fried, or dispatchcock it to limit cooking time. She looked like Aphrodite with an appetite. A goddess ready to gorge, twerking with a fork. She don't play around, even though competitive eating is a sport. She savors whatever the flavor is, pure bliss. When I see her hips and be like, oh, I'm gonna get some of this, a little bit of this. Oh, and I'm gonna get all of this on the next trip. Then dip, baby, dip, sits. First bite is like first kiss. So using the same plate and not getting a clean one is called sloppy seconds. Shouldn't have told her all you can eat. That's a mating call. On that scale, a buffet is like Chippendales. And when they drop it like it's hot, whenever she wanted the grub on, she damn near threw her drawers. Imagine being in the club and the DJ puts on your favorite song. Electric slide on these slides, mac and cheese, macarena, eating that all while doing the percolator, like doing the mashed potato with gravy. That's all I got so far on that. Okay. I can't even hear you. Okay.
It looks like we got Elemental. Are you there?
Yeah, no. I'm geeking out on myself, right? Mashed potato, doing the mashed potato with the gravy. Come on, man, keep going.
All right. Let me make one thing abundantly clear. I am not my hair. Ask India Irie. I cut it off when I was 17 because I realized that male pattern baldness runs in my family. In other words, I have a hair deficiency. I mean, my pops was bald, his pops was bald, and so on. So really, I really didn't have a chance at all, but I do have a choice to make my hairstyle a voice. No hair, don't care. Because I'm edgy with no edges. Hell no, we won't grow. I let God and let go. Fuck them follicles. I'm not the president of the hair club for men, nor am I a member. So what could I gain from Rogaine when my hairline is fractured? It's like getting caught in the crosshairs with no aim. I blame LeBron James. See, I wanted to be like Mike because for me, when he cut off his waves, he changed the game. This is that out of the box fade away. Chrome dome, bald headed ass, cue ball. If you ever called someone this, you a bigot. Hair shaming and victim blaming. I have a condition that prevents me from using conditioner. I don't have to get my hair done because it's already did, you dig? Your wig, weave, toupee, unit, fake news. What the fuck is a bad hair day to me? If you got locks, don't get it twisted. Got a fro, let your soul glow. And that's all I got.
What the fuck is a bad hair day to me? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Listen, unmute yourself. Give it up for God, child.
I'm still back at the buffet.
Yeah, I want to catch a dance with that. I want to catch a dance
I've
with
never
that.
ever had that much fun at a buffet.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Us ladies are like, let's go back to talking about our ass. You know.
So the question is, sir, before the Gilgamesh jumps in, the question is, because I saw East getting down, the question is, was that poetic desire that was dancing with the ball?
No.
Okay. Gilgamesh, please.
But no, I'm telling you, most of the women that I met, they do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like an unwritten thing. Like they will that, Lord, I'm about to eat all of this.
They say music soothes the savage beast. Food will soothe the savage sweets. Trust.
Oh, there you go.
What? That's way too deep.
It's real though. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to call y'all out. I'm sorry. I ain't mean it.
I faced that existential quandary you did, Godchild, about hair, because all the male members on my family, they were bald, so it was evident. And I had a very high forehead as a hairline as a kid, so I knew it was coming. So what I did was, once I had autonomy on how I could groom myself, I just let my hair grow and I never cut it till I was about 21. But, that was the way I was going to get the most out of my hair that I could.
Mm, mm, I got you.
Like,
Yeah, but I let it go. I let it go early. I was like, I'm not gonna be in my early 20s looking like I'm 4,700. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So as soon as I cut it off, everybody was like, "That's you. That's your cut. Like that's your
Yes.
hairstyle. I get it now."
Yeah, it's like your signature.
Yeah, and that was the time that Michael Jordan did it. So I rode that whole wave. I just, what I'm saying.
Like,
And the Jet magazine at the time was like, "Are bald men sexy?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
Hold
Onyx,
on.
look, Onyx came out. Look, Onyx came out around that time.
Attack of the ball heads, attack of the ball heads, attack of the ball heads, attack. Listen, I was waiting for our inspiration to show his dome. Like, listen, yo, listen, I get y'all. I truly get y'all. That cat said, "What can I gain from Rogaine?" Like, I was done. I was done, bro. I was absolutely done. Listen, that food poem, like, sir, I'm gonna need you to take that shit on the road. She looked like Aphrodite with an appetite. I'm gonna need you to take that shit on the road, right? Like a Sixth Sense with a serving spoon and grip. Like, I'm gonna need you to take that on the road. I'm so serious. The mac and cheese Macarena. I'm gonna need you to take that shit on the road, bro. That shit is just beautiful, man. It really is. When you start speaking to the essence of someone and how much food is truly an aphrodisiac, right? They said there's two things that release the most endorphins in your brain. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Sex and food. Just saying. Like, that was a beautiful closing poem for the evening, Godchild. I'm telling y'all, y'all are a dynamic duo. I appreciate both of y'all for coming through and doing what you do. Folks, it has been an incredible night of amazing poetry, of incredible artists. I wanted to shout out K the Poet who came through. Shout out Zach Frater. Shout out Bill Elkins. Shout out all of the artists. Every artist from Alan Gary, who's still in the building. Appreciate you. To Gilgamesh, who closed us out this evening. To Mrs. Good Luck Round. To the poet in the building, Bonnie Soloway. All of y'all are so incredible. Shout out Undetermined Cause again, True. Listen, I really can't thank y'all enough for continuing to come through. You could have been anywhere else in the world this evening, but you chose to hang out with us. And I really can't thank y'all enough for that. Make sure y'all stay tuned, hang out. We're going to jump into the cipher for a few minutes. Listen, it has truly been one of those evenings. Make sure you are plugging in with all the things New Eurekan Poets Cafe has going on. Plug into the website, get yourself some merch, represent in your part of the world. We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjure this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, peace and blessings.